Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Welcome to another Saturday night live stream. We have a couple guests tonight. One guest is there already, so I'm going to welcome my buddy Steve to the stream. There he is.
Hi. Get me off
And,
the live stream.
right. And we have another Steve, Steve number 2.
Yo,
What's going on, guys?
this is it. Hanging.
Not much.
This is my first time having a guest, and I actually got 2 guests at the same time, so this is fantastic.
It is awesome. What's up, guys?
This is it. What are you guys up to tonight?
Nothing. Just finished supper, coffee, nerding out. It's fun.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Actually, got a Pepsi before I get
What's
in here.
that?
So I actually got a Pepsi. Hold on. I need to drink something.
Yes. It can't be left out. So how's everything going, Steve? Number 2?
Not bad, man.
Look how you Steve
Not
number
bad.
1. I guess you're older.
Yeah, that works. Steve Senior.
Can we get you guys bigger? There we go. I don't like
Can't be
being...
the only one without a drink.
Yeah.
No.
So audio good, boys? Everybody hear each other? And
Yep.
You guys sound great to me.
all right, awesome. Whoa!
Did you hear that?
Yes.
I heard that.
So few... All right, well, this is your first time being here, Steve. I don't know if you watched any other streams before, but usually start off the live stream, I go through and do like weekly pickups. Now, Steve Kelly is not a collector, but did you pick up anything this week or anything you want to share?
Mine
Steve
I-
Power?
I do. Yeah. I got 2.
Yeah, spare what you got.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. So I finally got these 2. I was late to the party on these guys, but we've got our GI Joe classified bazooka,
Awesome.
who's pretty
What do you think of
badass. I love him. I think he's fantastic. I really dig him.
Yeah.
The paint, I think the paint job is really cool. I don't know why people were so pissy about the Tiger Force deco, but I
Yeah,
thought it was
me
pretty
either.
cool.
Yeah.
And of course, we got our Tiger Force Recondo as well.
I really like Racondo too. A lot of people are crapping on him, but
Yeah, man.
in my
Like,
opinion, they're
check
both
out
great.
that hair.
What?
He's
I like the
awesome.
mustache. I think the mustache is awesome.
The mustache is fantastic. It's great. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what they do with Shipwreck. I really can't. I think
Oh,
it's gonna be
same
great.
here. I don't know what it is about Shipwreck, but I always like Shipwreck.
Oh, he's an awesome character. I think for me, it all goes back to the old Revenge of Cobra cartoon. I got sand in my shoe.
I don't know. I got quite a few pickups this week. It was a really good week for $5 Friday.
Hi, Jackie.
Jackie's here. Live chat. I didn't
Yeah,
even
she
have to
is.
live chat up. I'm slacking. Here we go. We're Fantastic Toys says hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the live stream. Thanks again. We're Fantastic Toys was the first person to sign up for our Patreon, which is fantastic. Appreciate the support. And we have RB. What's up, everybody? Largo's Lair says greetings. Welcome to the live stream, Largo. Turn on the name so we can see who's who. Oh yeah, shit.
That's a good idea.
I had all this done up, and then we go live, and then everything happens. Nope, that's not it. Something got to screw up, you know what I mean? There we go.
I mean,
It's my first time having people on, so I mean, gotta mess up, right? It comes with.
I think it's great.
Yes.
Just keeps things natural.
Yeah. We're Fantastic Toys. There we go. Toys says, hi, Largo. Nice to see you here tonight. Yeah, I think it's Largo's first time popping by the live stream. Jackie B says, oh my God, it's Steve. We got 2 Steves, Jackie. Steve Kelly and Steve Power. And Jackie's here, of course. RB says, hello, we're fantastic. Who else we got? Just trying to get caught up now. Hey, Jackie. And Melgus is here. Hell, you handsome devils.
Oh, liar, but thanks.
So I guess I can go over my weekly pickups. Got this one, $5.
Get me off the screen when you're doing this.
What?
Get me off the screen while you're doing this.
Oh, come on, man. I like being small. I like being up in the corner. I don't like being.
Too bad it's your show, so.
Can we go like this? No, that's not it. Oh, this is such a shit show. This is awesome. All right, so we got Incredible Hulk retro card. That's first, and then we got Legacy Collection Shuri. I already got this one passed on it. Bought for $5. I'll buy Marvel Legend for $5 all day long. And we have the DC Direct Superman, Black Suit Superman. This one's pretty awesome. And we have Atom Smasher. Like, I can't believe this stuff is $5.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah, I
absolutely
know.
crazy.
Are they fairly new figures?
Atom Smasher is pretty new because it's based off of the Black Adam movie, which only came out not too long ago. And I got Batman of Zurin R. I guess I pronounced that right. Which is a funky looking Batman, but I like it.
Is that a baseball bat?
Batman's in the Carlin
Yeah, it's a baseball bat.
Wow.
Should take off the price tag, but it comes with a baseball bat and a knife. So, and what else we got? Dropping in crap. And we got Superboy Prime, which I'm not up on this guy at all, but for $5. Looks pretty
It's a
sick.
cool looking design.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I know nothing about Superman, so
Oh, neither do I. And I had to go back out and get this one again. I passed on it, but then I was like, hey, what the hell? Because I'm going to regret it, because I have Black Adam, and I got Atom Smasher, and I'm definitely going to pick up Dr. Fate, so may as well have the rest of the characters from the movie. It's Cyclone. I told you guys, I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, this one here too. This is Luke Skywalker Imperial Light Cruiser. This one is awesome. Pretty
Nice.
excited.
That's a cool figure.
That was not $5. And I picked up these little guys too. Something to do a review on, and then I can just hand it off to my son. So, and from Black Adam movie too. It's Hawkman. I like those cheap little toys, man. Little Spin Master toys. They're pretty good. And I finally got this one. It's the Darth Vader from Obi-Wan. Yeah, that one's
Nice.
pretty awesome. And one of these around for $5, Page Punchers. So they're pretty small. Not really into them, but for $5, pick that up. And I kind of passed on a lot of the He-Man stuff, but I pre-ordered this one from Paper and Plastic. So it's Hero from Revelations.
I still haven't watched that yet.
No, I watched the first season. Never watched the second season. Do you watch much of it, Steve?
I saw the first episode, and that was it. I was never a big He-Man guy. Like, I just wasn't something I was into as a kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of, it was fine. You know, like, I got nothing against it at all. Like, I have no predisposition to like or hate He-Man, but
Yeah.
you know, it seemed fine. And I'm horrible for TV shows. I'm absolutely terrible. I
Yeah.
have no commitment whatsoever when it comes to TV.
I'm the same way. Like, I know bits and pieces. I'll watch bits and pieces of pretty much everything, but if you had to sit down, like, I collect Master of the Universe, like the Origins ones, but just the main characters that I remember from the cartoon.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, all the backstories and all that stuff, and some people are, like, really into it. I just kind of buy a few figures that I like and, you know, ones that I remember from when I was a kid.
I saw a few of the Masterverse, I think is what they're called, like the bigger scale, like nice sculpts
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what
I
that
saw
one
a few
is,
of those at Walmart. I was like
Yeah.
Viking He-Man, and then I very nearly pulled the trigger.
Yeah, this one.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's badass. He
Oh,
is
he's
absolutely badass.
And
don't remember him
Barbarian
having-
Skeletor is sick, too.
I don't
Yeah.
remember him having a battle axe in the cartoon. I just remember the sword.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't remember Battle Axe.
I want to say the old figure I had, the only He-Man stuff I had it was like a 2-pack with the
Oh, you're cutting in and out.
plastic. But
Uh-oh.
that's
Yep, you're freezing up.
the old class. Man.
No, we lost him.
We lost him. Or is he
Oh,
still there?
here.
Oh, you're back. All right, you're back. We lost her for a
Wonder
minute.
what happened there. Yeah.
Yeah. What were we saying about He-Man? You said
Yeah, it was the weird battle damage ones. They had like the battle armor with the punching chest plate on them.
Oh, yeah, the
those
chest
were the
piece.
only two I had.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a He-Man and a Skeletor with the battle damage, and I think that He-Man came with an axe.
Yeah, I got a lot of the Origins ones, but they all come with the Battle Axe too, right?
Yeah.
Come with the sword as well.
The only thing I got is this because I've always
Yeah.
wanted
Oh,
Battle
nice.
Cat, so I had to get it once I saw it at Walmart.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I finally locked into this guy too because I passed on Wave. I was kind of late getting into it, but I missed out on Waves 1 to 3. So all the cool characters are in Waves 1 to 3. But then I decided, like, once everything was all bought up and gone, you couldn't find it anymore. Then I decided to collect them, right? So I was kind of late to it. This guy's a pain in the ass to find, and he's pretty expensive too. But I found him on Marketplace for $25, which is not bad.
Nice.
Oh, this is the last thing that I have for pickups is ATSD.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. My buddy brought 2 into work. He brought in a snow speeder and he brought in a TIE fighter. And once I did a review on those, I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna start buying those now.
It's dangerous, man. It's so dangerous.
It is, yeah. Oh, the comments are going there. I'm missing out on the comments. Let's get caught up. Love how you both took a sip of your beverages at the same time.
I don't think it was on purpose.
Well rehearsed. That was done in prep.
And we have Largo, of course, on Bill. Love the live streams. Lots of cool pickups tonight. Yes, been a busy week. Thank God for $5 Friday. Only for $5 Friday, I only have like a couple pickups. But every time $5 Friday, like it's hit or miss. We might get 4 or 5, might get one good one, and then we'll go 4 or 5 weeks without anything. And then all of a sudden, it just like when it hits good. And all I know is that Superman is that we crumble under Vader's fist. All right, Steve. All right, Malgus is starting this again. So we had our
100%
live stream. We had this debate of who would win at a fight with Superman and Darth Vader. And most of the live stream all said that Vader would win.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a post on a community post. I did a poll and a survey, and everybody out of 76 people, 75% were Superman. So who do you think would win in a one-on-one fight with Vader and Superman?
Oh God! See, I want to say Vader. I really do. Like I want to just give it to Vader because for cool factor alone, he nails it. But I think if you apply any kind of logic whatsoever to it, Superman is just gonna turn him into a red mist.
That's what I mean. Logic is good, like you know what I mean. But like the cool, like you said, cool factor in Vader. Like you want Vader to win,
Yeah.
but then common sense kind of kicks in, and I mean, like, man, Superman would just kick his ass.
I mean, I want to say Conan would kill everybody, but I know that's just not the case.
Put it this way: Kylo Ren could stop a blaster. So Superman's eye lasers, there's nothing on that.
No.
Kylo Ren's not even the top. He's not even anywhere near Vader.
No.
Plus Vader's ripping ships apart with the Force. Like, I just think Vader got it. That's my opinion.
Over Superman?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I like you more and more, Malgus. Vader would definitely crush him, Jackie. Jackie's going to go for whatever Darth Vader anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have him tattooed on my back shoulder blade. Yeah, you do have a big Darth Vader tattoo. So you're going to be partial to Vader anyways. RB says Vader. Love the Masters Universe. 80th anniversary of He-Man. It's awesome. Definitely. I don't have that one picked up yet. Okay, so Bill from Weird Fantastic Toys said he never had a battle axe or shield in the cartoon. So Bill's up on this stuff. Bill knows a lot more about toys. And especially like the older stuff. Anything past the 90s, I'm clueless. I mean, I was born in 84. I was 6 years old. Like, you know, I was just born in 84. So a lot of this stuff is like, I wasn't even old enough to remember this stuff. I went back and watched it, but yeah. So yeah, I didn't have a battle axe or shield in the cartoon. Filmation cartoon anyways. See, there you go. Bill dropping knowledge on all of us.
So original story, is that like the mini comics that were packaged with the figures? Is that what we're talking about?
I would imagine because all that stuff was out before, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, was He-Man one of those cartoons that was made to sell a toy line, or was it actually?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Mattel were involved. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So almost like
The
G.I.
same
Joe
thing
and all
with,
that stuff. Too.
Same thing with
Yeah.
Transformers and I think there was another one too. Oh yeah, Dino Riders. We were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Dino Riders. Oh man, that show was
I would love
awesome.
getting my hands on some, but
They
price
were
is
so
like-
cool, man.
The
They're so
T-Rex
expensive,
out of
too.
box is $250, and like in box is
Oh.
$1,000. Yeah.
Oh my god. It was
Yeah.
kind of the tail end of that, like the whole the action figure thing was winding down too, right? Like that was what 88, 89?
Yeah, around there.
That
But then
was-
the Ninja Turtles
yeah.
came out, and that blew up.
Yep. And then Nintendo killed everybody.
Yeah. That's awesome. Someone there. Steve Kelly, listen to the legend. Marbury says, got my Mezco email 89 Batman shipped in a couple weeks. Did you jump on that one, Steve? The
I
89,
didn't. Man, is it ever cool?
Oh, man. Kind of regret not jumping on it, to be honest. Looks fantastic.
The Mezco stuff is it's dangerous because they're so expensive, right?
They are. And they're so delayed, too. Like, I think that Batman's like 2 years behind when it originally
Wow.
got released and pre-orders and stuff.
The 112 Conan started shipping out again recently, and I had
Yeah.
one of those pre-ordered a while ago. Like I pre-ordered it about a year before it came out, and when it was finally released for crap I won't get into, the price jumped over $150, and I was kind of
Yeah.
like, that really sucks, you know. So I ended up taking a pass because I just over $200 for a 12-inch figure or a 7-inch
Yeah, it's kind
figure
of
or whatever he was.
There's a few accessories, but I still don't think it's worth over $200 at all.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but I just couldn't justify it, right? It's, you know, that's how many other G.I. Joe classifieds or LPs is
Yeah.
that in the run of a week, right?
Definitely. Because you're into, well, mostly G.I. Joes, right? Is your main toy line?
Pretty much all G.I. Joes now. I almost got into Black Series Star Wars as well, but I stopped that pretty quick. I pumped the
Yeah.
brakes on that one.
And you collect LPs and that too, right?
Physical media, yeah, like LPs, video games, and movies.
Oh, okay. Steve number one, Steve Kelly is he's really big into like music and all that stuff. He's actually in the process of starting his own YouTube channel too.
Hoping.
Awesome.
Monday
Awesome.
Media Talk. And
Music Talk.
Monday Music Talk, jeez.
Asshole.
I missed that one up. But yeah, I'm pushing him, trying to get him to get going on it.
Yes, man, do it.
I don't know, man. But as soon as that camera turns on, there's like paralyzing stage fright. Like, I just freeze up with the deer headlights. Which is weird, because I live streamed earlier playing bass. I had no problem with that.
Because you get the guitar there to kind of, that's your proxy, you know?
Yeah.
That's
It's
filling
like
the
a
void.
security blanket, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill answered our question. Mini comics from the toys. Toys came first, and Motu and Filmation was pro to do the cartoons, so basically market the toys.
Right on.
I was obsessed with
Usually-
He-Man when I was younger, too. Like, obsessed. And then Ghostbusters, and then Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe, but I wasn't obsessed with G.I. Joe because of the cartoon. I just really liked the toys, and I think watching the cartoons came later for some weird reason. But
It was
I
the
never got
comic
into
for me,
either.
man.
what's that?
The comic for me, like I bought issue 2 on a newsstand in Cape Royal, and I was at the cabin for the weekend and just grabbed it off the shelf, kind of thing. And man, right away hooked. That was it then. And I mean, it pretty much every 2 weeks it was a trip to Kmart to pick up a few figures or whatever. Right? It was awesome. I was 5 or 6 years old and I was all in.
Yeah,
You know?
I never had much access to comics. I grew up in Bonavista, Vista, and we never had any stores out there to buy comics or anything like that. We barely got any toys, but we had one department store of Riffs.
Oh man,
And every now and then they'll have a toy. And when they did have toys, mom, dad would pick them up. That and Sears catalog.
Yes, I
Sears
remember.
catalog.
There you go.
ordering,
Yep.
And it's been so much time going through the wish book and just circling stuff. And then,
Christmas and Easter was usually a small Joe vehicle in one of those cardboard boxes with the Sears sticker on it.
Malvis asks, what's that sword in the background? What one's that from?
The sword in the background. That one is that one is Scimitar from Forgotten Realms. Drizzt Do'Urden from the Forgotten Realms novels.
Okay.
So Icing, Death, and Twinkle, I think they're called. Those are my wife's. Actually, she loves Drizzt and the Forgotten Realms stuff. And she's got the 2 Drizzt swords, and I've got the 2 Conan swords. So
I never got into Forgotten Realms, but I was into Dragonlance. That's the one I read most.
Yeah, Dragonlance was my thing too. Here's my my Conan.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's my Atlantean.
I
love that one.
Solid?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
a metal steel blade, right? Yeah. Now the Drizzt swords we got those at GameStop actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wicked.
But yeah, I love the Conan ones. And well, I mean, she loves the Drizzt stuff, so to the point that we started doing sword classes and everything. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Melvis said,
go on.
pardon? Oh, no, I was just basically reading it to you, but then I forgot you can actually read it.
I can see it, yeah.
Oh, such a
I didn't
dumbass.
play last night, Nate. I played earlier this evening, but like before this. It was on for about an hour, I think.
Yeah, it's probably you play a lot of what was it, Blink 182? What else you play? I got banned for a little bit.
Green
So I
Day,
said,
I played.
show me your boobies or show me your boobs. And Facebook kicked me out. I was like, Facebook don't have a sense of humor, right? Well, yeah, it's I was kind of bummed about it. It took me like 5 minutes or something to get back in.
And Nate, it's on my Facebook page. It's still up there, so if you want to look at it or watch it.
The Marvel G.I. Joe comic is what got me into Joe's. Never much cared for the cartoon series. See, I've been told that too. I've been told that comic book is a million times better than anime series.
It's weird too, because I think where we were, being here, the only stuff we had was the first 2 was the Mass Device and Revenge of Cobra. Like we never saw any of the other stuff until years later, and I don't think anybody really showed it. Like ASN didn't show G.I. Joe, so
No.
I mean, we didn't have it.
I don't remember having cable as a kid either. Just your CBC and your NTV. I think that's
there you go.
all I
Yep.
remember, right?
Yeah, and it was just we didn't have the cartoon here unless you went out to Alan's Video and rented them on VHS, and it was like single half-hour episodes, right? But
Yeah. We're Fantastic Toy Adventure says love the real Ghostbusters as well. Now Steve, Monday Music Talk Steve, is a very big Ghostbusters fan as well.
I was obsessed. I watched the original movie well over 500 times. I'm not even exaggerating.
awesome.
When I was a kid, I watched it multiple times a day. I was absolutely obsessed with it. So then that turned into the cartoons, of course, and the toys.
That was the other
Buddy of
way.
mine just got the. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
What a shit
Buddy
show.
of mine just got the 4 real Ghostbusters, like the retro figures. Earlier this week, he sent me a picture, and they look fantastic. They look identical packaging and everything to the old original releases, right? So cool. I don't know how long they've been on the go. I didn't realize it was a thing. I didn't realize they were bringing them back, but
No, I haven't seen them around either.
Mhm.
I can remember like in the cartoon for the Ghostbuster cartoon, and I think I was telling Steve about it. Like, I watched the movie. I was too scared. I used to get freaked out with ghosts and shit, man. I don't know what it is. I've always been a little puss when it comes to anything like supernatural and stuff. I could sit down. I can watch horror movies with like hack and slash, but as soon as it's paranormal, that's it. I'm punched out. I gotta go. Nugget says I have the metal replica Frostmourne blade. Love swords.
Nice, very nice. That's an awesome looking sword too.
Oh,
Saturday
You're
after
awesome.
work, have fun. Stay up.
yes, the Marshmallow Man. That's actually one I wish I had as a kid. I never got him.
I can't remember if I had him or not. I know I had Ecto, and I can remember having Slimer. I remember having all the Ghostbusters, and I can't remember anything else. Actually, it's there's a little thing on a ripcord. You pull it, and it just I can't remember the name of the monster.
I
I don't know if you
remember
guys remember.
I had 2 little ghosts, like you flip the heads back and you touch the tongue and the snap's shut.
Yeah, I had that one.
I had two, I think came in a package.
Okay, I probably had those if I can remember correctly.
I remember having the Ghostbusters themselves and the Ecto, but I don't think I ever had any of the ghosts.
I
I
think
just
those
like
were just made up for the toy line. They weren't in the cartoons.
Yeah. I remember they had like a toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
No, a
it's
lot of
weird,
those got
yeah.
re-released recently, right? I don't know if you've seen those around, but
I haven't. No. I did. Like I said, I didn't even know it was a thing until Tim sent me a picture of the 4 figures, and I was like, "This is cool."
It
yeah,
had the ghost strap too. You just like there's like air pressure, so you're pressing the pedal, and it's air shot up, and the flaps open up. You know, like
yeah.
Nice.
I can remember having that too for some weird reason. Either that, I'm almost positive I had it. Man, I had so much stuff.
I wanted a proton pack, but it was too expensive for my parents. They're like, yeah, no dice.
The last time I went back home, I was going through just pictures and stuff like that. My parents' photo albums, and some pictures of me just sitting down Christmas morning on wrapping stuff, and I'm like, man, I had no idea how bad I was spoiled as a kid. I was the only child, so yeah, I had so much stuff that I don't even remember having. LOL, I did watch You
man.
Can't Do That on Television.
You Can't Do That on Television was great.
Yep.
That's about the only
So much
Canadian TV I can remember watching.
Oh man. So you can't do that on television. It was like, I don't know, and you get green slime. And then if you
Yep.
said water, the water would dump on you, I think.
Yep.
And I remember the burger joint, every time someone ate a burger, they throw up. It's like a kid's
Barf
show.
burger.
I don't understand why.
And they had the episode where the Russians took over and all the slime was red.
I don't remember that one.
You wouldn't get away with half that stuff this day and age.
Oh my god.
Probably not.
So Bill says he's got all the retro real Ghostbuster toys now still on card, that's pretty awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to have them on card. I'd have to take them out just because I love them so much.
I probably would too. The thing is, one thing I remember about the old ones is the very first thing I did was they had that like laser effect shooting off the end of the guns, and they like
Yeah.
spun around.
Each one
And
was
the
a
very-
different color. You spin them from the back.
Yeah, and the first thing I did when I opened them was cut it off.
Jeez.
I don't know.
I was young, I was
I'm
dumb.
on the fence about cards, right? Card figures is sometimes I can. A lot of times I got to keep them on card. I'm really weird like that, and if I can find two, I'll buy one to open up and just one to have on the wall. Like I've been wanting to open up these for God knows how long, and I just can't bring myself to do it.
Oh man.
But they're so cool, and I don't know. And they're not even.
Oh,
like
I wish I still had 2/3 of my Joe stuff, let alone all of it.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Like there's a headquarters on Facebook for sale now. Dude's got it up for $60, but it's not complete. But man, do
Oh,
I ever
okay.
want to pick that one up? So bad. I've been looking at it over and over, almost every day. And I'm like, no, don't buy it. I got nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that's my problem. My problem is I don't even have enough space for what I got.
No, I'm the same way. If you've seen this mess that I'm there, like,
Not even that. It's not even. You showed me that. It's not even complete. So
yeah, I know.
it's not,
I
not even
like
worth
to
it.
have
Just like
every.
you said, if you wanted to complete it, it'd cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. RB says, have a get going, everyone. Have a great weekend. You too, man. Stay safe.
Have a good one.
So, I don't really plan out my live streams, but we can kind of touch on some stuff. So we were basically already talking about it anyways, but your favorite childhood cartoons. So Steve, number one, you want to Monday Music Talk. You want to touch base on your favorite childhood cartoons?
We just went over a couple of them.
Yeah.
The Real Ghostbusters is probably the main one, and of course Ninja Turtles, Dino Riders. Even though it was only one season, I loved it, and the toy selection was
great.
amazing. I absolutely loved those toys. And what was it, Captain Nintendo Power Hour? Is that what it was called?
Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes, that's it. That's it. So you had it was Mario 3 first, right? And then Captain Nintendo would
N.
come on, and then sometimes Zelda or Link or whatever
Yep.
they want to go.
Yep.
Watching that. What are the ones? I know Cadillacs and Dinosaurs came on, but that was only very briefly. I think that was based on a comic book.
Yep.
I think.
I love Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Absolutely love
Pretty cool cartoon. And of course, you got like Denver the Last Dinosaur. So, and you can tell like dinosaurs like a thing I was obsessed with as a kid. So anything with dinosaur in it, I watched.
Yeah, I was obsessed with dinosaurs too. Loved anything. Yeah, anything and everything dinosaurs. To be honest with you.
My Pet Monster. I watched that a lot.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. What was that? Remember those mini things you open up? It's like a little world that had tiny figures inside it. It's almost like a clamshell. You open it up.
Almost like a
Was it Mighty
Polly
Max?
I think that
Mighty
that's
Max?
also a cartoon, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Had that weird
that's what I'm
owl with
thinking,
the stop.
I didn't
punch
have
around his
Mighty
neck.
Max. I had Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
So screw you guys. No, I did have a few of those Mighty Max ones. They were cool too.
I never owned one, but I remember watching the cartoons. Loved them.
Yeah, they were definitely cool. How about you, Mr. Power? What was your favorite cartoons, childhood cartoons?
Oh man. Well, I got to start with Robotech. Robotech was kind of, I was in, I think, grade 5 when Robotech first came on, and like first taste of anime. But just when you're used to GoBots and Transformers, and you see this for the first time, and it's like all of a sudden there's like love stories and romance and people dying, and what the hell is going on, And this is more like a movie. So I was. There was a group of probably 5 or 6 of us used to get together every day in school the next day and talk about what happened the day before on Robotech, and this is elementary school or primary school. I don't know, right? So, that stuck with me. That really stuck with me. And one of my buddies, when they first started releasing them all on VHS, he actually collected the whole series on VHS.
Oh,
and we sat down and went through like 42 VHS tapes full of Robotech. And it was the first time we ever saw
Nice.
the end of the series because ASN used to cut it short.
Yeah.
But, that stuck with me right up until last year I got the whole series on Blu-ray for Christmas. So I'm still a hardcore fan of that one. It's just such a wonderful show.
I'm not familiar with it at all.
No, oh man, so good, so good. Like a lot of familiar voice actors and stuff too. Like when you get into Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, a lot of the voice actors from Ninja Turtles and a lot of those late '80s shows started with the Robotech crew. So you hear a lot of familiar voices and stuff. Really, really good stuff. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs I loved. I was a bit older when that one came out, but it grabbed me. It hooked me right away, so much so that I tracked down a DVD copy on eBay of like a bootleg probably 6 or 7 years ago, right? 13 episodes is all it got, but man, they were so good.
I think the art is what made
two
it
other ones.
really good too.
Oh yeah, man, the animation was really good. Like Nelvana Animation, Canadian company, and Mark Schultz's artwork is like he's. For me, I'm not a huge comic book guy, but when I was into my comic books, Schultz was like, he was one of the kings for me. He's like up there with Frank Frazetta for artwork. Like this dude is just, Google Mark Schultz artwork and guy's astounding, absolutely astounding. But Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was great. And the other two I got Captain Power. Anybody else remember Captain Power? Not really a cartoon, live action.
Oh
yes,
God,
that's one like the robots and stuff.
Yeah, they were like fighting it was like a Mad Max, post-apocalyptic society.
Yeah, I remember that.
You had all these guys in crazy armor fighting very early CG bad guys.
I don't remember that.
Awesome show. Awesome show. So good. Saturday mornings on NTV. And the other one nobody knows about, but it is absolutely fantastic, is Spiral Zone. Spiral Zone was a toy line. Came late. I think it was 86 or 87. It was only released in the United States, never got released in Canada, and it was only put out in test markets. It was Tonka brought stuff over from Bandai in Japan. And of course, being a toy line, they made a cartoon and they made a DC comic and all of that kind of stuff. The cartoon was, I believe, co-written by the creator of Babylon 5.
Oh, okay.
Straczynski, or J. Michael Straczynski or whatever. But for a kid's show, man, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty out there, like people died and there was violence and that kind of stuff, but the designs and stuff were really, really cool. It was another kind of post-apocalyptic thing, but it was different. Like it had a different style to it and stuff. It was a really, really cool show.
Cool.
Fun. And the designs like phenomenal. What's
Sorry
that?
to interrupt you. I said one just popped in my head too. I used to watch it all the time. That was the Adventures of Hercules. Remember like the really old 70s Hercules cartoon? I used to love watching that one.
Newton.
Yeah, and then they had like Tweet, was it? What with the flute?
Pan, or that was Newton. That was Newton. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
There's two of them, wasn't there? There's two centaurs. And like,
oh, maybe there were two. Yeah, there might have been.
There was a smaller one.
Yeah, maybe.
I could just remember one with a flute. I thought that was Newton. I
think so. Yeah. Over here.
Yeah. You dropped me nuts, but I loved it.
Deadlift used to put a cooking pot on his head and he was invincible.
Oh yeah, Daedalus.
Yeah. Early morning show, man.
Yeah.
Usually before school. You watch that and you go on
Yep.
school. And
Yep. That and the
that and
Wizard
Care
of
Bears.
Oz. And Care Bears.
And Teddy
Care Bears
Ruxpin.
is sick though. I love Care Bears.
Me too.
Noart was badass. I thought he was awesome. I always liked bad guys. I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is, man. And was it Beastly? Is it Beastly?
Beastly. And Shrieky.
Oh
yeah.
man, he was wicked though. He was probably one of my favorite ones on there.
I think my
One of
favorite
the kids
Care
went through a
Bears
big
when they
Care
did-
Bears phase, and it drove me crazy.
Remember when they did spin-offs in Care Bears? Like they did one on Star Trek. And they did one when they went back in time, like they had dinosaurs and stuff. I don't know why they did
It
that.
was a
but I
Star
found it
Trek,
awesome.
yeah. The lion guy was the captain of the ship and stuff. Yeah.
I missed out on those. I remember those at all. I can't remember what I did yesterday anyway, so something 25 to 30
Yeah,
years ago. Yeah. I blame night shift, but who knows? Maybe it's just I don't know. I don't know.
It's just
what
work in general.
I'm just in survival mode. That's all. I just work. I get up.
There you go. There you go.
I go to sleep. I go to work. I come home. I go to sleep and go through my daily motions and just do it all over again. I think Ninja Turtles probably one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. That's one that always stands out for me is Ninja Turtles. And even with toys and stuff like that, Ninja Turtles has always been more so than G.I. Joe's actually when I was a kid. And Brave Star. I don't remember anything about Brave Star now, but I remember loving it as a kid.
Man, I watched
watched
Brave
it
Star
once.
religiously for about a year.
I watched one episode once at a friend's house, and he had the toys. I think the horse's name was 3030, and it was
Yep.
just such a cool toy.
I can
cool.
remember having the toys, but I can't remember any characters. Like I got to go back and watch it.
I never had any of the toys. One of my neighbors had a bunch of them, but I never did. The only stuff I was really heavy into with the toys, well, GI Joe. I had so much GI Joe, but Mask and Visionaries were the other two that I had a lot of.
I keep forgetting where I'm getting so involved in the conversation. I'm forgetting about chat, which is super weird because usually in my live streams I'm dependent on the chat so much to keep the conversation going. And now the conversation's going, and now I'm forgetting about the live chat. Forgetting about the chat. So let's get caught up here. Where with you? My room is a junk room, like hoarder room. Mummy's alive. I don't even remember Mummy's alive.
That sounds
I
familiar.
believe
It sounds
that,
familiar, but
no,
I can't
that wasn't the one
remember
I'm
what it
thinking of. There was another one. The guys who made Captain Power did another one. It was like Skeleton Warriors, I want to say, or Skeleton Soldiers, or Skeleton something or another. But that and Mummy's Alive I think they came right around the same time.
Oh, okay. If I seen pictures, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember it. But as of right now, no. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure says, I really enjoy Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. The comic was called Xenoid Tales.
Xenozoic Tales, yeah.
I'm going to blame this stuff. I can't read.
There's a
That
really
makes
nice
sense.
collected edition out of it, actually. I got a trade out in the other room, like a nice thick complete
Oh, okay.
Xenozoic Tales. It's really, really nice. Really, really pretty.
Mighty Max.
Mighty Max.
Dungeons and Dragons. I can't remember Dungeons and Dragons. I know they just released a toy line, and a lot of people are excited about it. A lot of other people are crapping on it, but I don't remember it at all.
I never really had any attachment to the cartoon. I'd never seen it, but like a bunch of my buddies were hardcore fans, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I played it in high school. Like,
Yeah.
actual.
I played it last week. I mean, what?
I'd love to play it now, but I don't know anybody who does it.
Too bad about the quality of the new D&D cartoon toys from Hasbro. Yeah, I heard mixed reviews on them. I might try to pick some up. Never knows. I'm kind of into a little bit of everything. Might have been tempted to get them until now. I saw a hand stamped off them. Yeah, I don't know if it's... It could be anything, though. I know NECAs like it, too, and I still buy NECAs, even though they're so fragile. But they look so good. We got Gargoyles still has one of the most epic openings.
Oh, Gargoyles was great.
Oh. Yeah, I really like Gargoyles. I'm in the process of going back because it's on Disney Plus, and I've been meaning to go back. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and that's it. I kind of get sidetracked, and I'm on to something else. Or yeah,
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
have
the
a lot
same
of-
with Gargoyles that I am with Ninja Turtles. That first 5 episode story is amazing, and then the
Yeah.
rest of it is kind of mixed. Like Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles, I checked out after that first 5 episodes of Ninja Turtles. I can't watch any of the rest of it.
The animation changed too
It did, yeah, yeah.
because they decided to do I think it was cheaper animation. That's why it didn't look so good, and everything was really like you can actually see the color of the headbands change color in the middle of a scene, and we Raph's voice on Leonardo's like body.
Yeah,
and
they softened it
lot
up a
of
lot
weird
too. Like
stuff.
they softened up the look of the characters and stuff, made them look a little bit more dumpy and like greeting
Yeah.
card like and stuff. I think that was kind of an intentional choice to soften up the brand a little bit, right?
I don't remember any of that. I think I remember it as a kid, and I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. If I went back and watched it as an adult, I'd probably pick up on it. I do have. I was in a mad here. They had the Party Wagon with the full 19. I think it's 19. No, 37 disc is a set. Oh, the full cartridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was in a mad like. Oh man, I panicked. I was in a mad tear to get it. I panicked because I missed out on it. Went up to Costco and they had it there again. I picked it up. I was like, I can't wait to go home and watch this. And that's been 6 or 7 years, and I still haven't watched it. Honest to God, I didn't even watch an episode. It's still upstairs. It's probably collecting dust.
I've only bought
But I
one
wanna go
box
back.
set, and that's that one there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, nice.
That's
How
awesome.
Blu-ray is such a good set. I love this. I absolutely love that show. It's so corny, and they did it on purpose.
Yep.
To make it corny and campy. Like the overacting was done on purpose. And from what I understand, the reason why it's so colorful is because that's when color TVs first started coming out. So they wanted to like show what it can do. That's why everything's like bright pinks and greens, blues and stuff.
Trying to grab people's eye right away.
Melvis wants to know if anyone remembers Pirates of the Dark Waters.
Oh, do I ever?
Never heard of it.
I can't believe I didn't mention that. Actually, I absolutely freaking adore that show. I had all the figures. I had the boat. I gave it all away to a friend of mine when we moved back in 2020, I think it was, or 2019. But yeah, what an awesome show. So good, really cool, like just old school pirate fantasy. You know, hardcore fantasy show. Hanna-Barbera too, very atypical for them.
Sorry.
It was a Hanna-Barbera, and it was really
Oh,
atypical
okay.
for Hanna-Barbera. Like it was very much like an adventure series. Awesome bad guy, really, really cool villain.
RC Custom Cat says hello, everybody. Stop by and say hello. So
Aye.
have a great stream. So far, so good. RC Custom Cats, Mighty Max, that was great too. I remember bits and pieces of Mighty Max. I remember having the toys, but I don't remember the cartoons at all.
All I remember about it was there was a big dude with a red beard and he had a sword. That's all I remember. And I think there was an owl. Yeah, there was definitely an owl.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Common theme of my live streams is I don't remember. Honestly, it's
Block it
embarrassing.
all out.
No, what's that?
Block it all out.
I don't know what it is, man. I just have a horrible memory. I gotta
My
start.
wife says I'm a fountain of useless information.
It's like I know a lot of stuff, but it can't get me a job.
No.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. None of it's ever going to make me any money.
Well, it might start a YouTube channel.
There we go. There we go.
Favorite childhood toys. I think mine was Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joes, Bravestar, even though I don't remember much about the cartoon, but I can remember loving the crap out of my Bravestar figure. Because he had a little thing on the back and he used to go up with his hands. Or at least one hand.
Didn't they have like? Didn't the main guy he had a gun? It was almost like a spark thing he used to create.
Possibly.
In the back in his gun would spark. I think.
Could
Or am I
very
making
well
that
be.
up? This sounds really familiar.
How about you, Steve? Power?
Oh man. Well, I mean, mainly I was GI Joe. I mean, I was hardcore GI Joe. of the Joe stuff, the two that always kind of stick out to me, like the two that I still remember super fondly, is the first time I got the Sky Striker and the whale, the killer whale. Those two were just, man, I had so much fun with those toys. The whale, I think, was like, it was just some random like middle of the winter thing, and I remember sitting on the kitchen floor in my parents' house in 1984 or 1985, putting this thing together. Me and Dad sat on the floor in the kitchen while Mom's trying to make supper, and we're sticking stickers on this thing, and and man, I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Like, I just thought this thing was so awesome, right? And it felt so huge. It felt like such a big, substantial toy, right? And same thing with the Sky Striker. I mean, when I got my Sky Striker, it was as big as my torso. The thing was huge, right? It was just like, man, like, toys are awesome. Here's 6 or 7 year old Steve.
I had
really
toys
just discovering this stuff.
I had the Sky. My God, I can't talk with that. I had the Sky Striker. I loved that. I loved it to pieces, man.
So good. That and the Rattler were both super awesome.
Yeah, I never had the Rattler, but I remember this Sky Striker. Did you get on board with the Hasbro one, the HasLab? No, I'm saying
no. I did. Like, I had pledged, and we moved, and we had a whole bunch of renovations and stuff to do, and I wasn't working. Like, I stopped working, so I ended up canceling it before it finished. Like, before the pledge finished, I just said, I can't do this right now. But it looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. Yeah.
As soon as I got notification, well, not notifications, but I seen the other day that is actually shipping out and people got it in hand and stuff. I'm like, hopefully somebody wants to sell it, and I'll definitely grab it.
I mean, I never did have a flag. That was my regret. And I remember, the year the flag released, I was driving Mom crazy. I wanted a flag for Christmas, and she told me they didn't come out. She told me, no, they didn't release it. And we walked into Bowrings down on Duckworth Street, and they had, or Water Street, and they had one set up in the toy department. I was like, what the hell is this, Mom?
You lied, Mom.
Yeah, I remember that store. So man, that must have been the mid '80s. It had to be.
Oh yeah, that was '85.
Do anyone remember On There and the Barbarian?
Yeah, hell yeah.
See, it sounds vaguely familiar, but again, I just like I feel like I remember, but at the same time, I have no clue. I can't visualize it.
It was kind of a precursor to He-Man, but there was like John Carter elements to it. It was like a scientist or astronaut crashes his spaceship on this weird like barbarian planet.
Yeah. Malcolm says it's funny I gave away all my Star Wars parts, Beast Wars stuff when I was a kid. To the less fortunate. Turns out 20 years later, I'm less fortunate for giving it away.
Yep.
Same thing, man. My parents gave everything to my cousin, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had all that stuff now. Because, like you said, Sky Striker was there, the G.I. Joe headquarters was there, all kinds of cool shit, right?
Yeah.
And I had tons of Ninja Turtles. I had pretty sure I had like a sewer kind of playset. I had a party wagon. I had all that stuff. Actually, I got a party wagon again. I bought the re-release, so I got one back. Shock Trooper from Florida years ago. Him and a Cyclone bike. Robotech stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The only spot that I know of in town that carried the Robotech stuff was Leisure World. Remember Leisure World?
No, I'm from Bonavista originally. See.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I moved in here like 19 years ago. So anything.
Okay. Yeah. Leisure World and Romer Novelty were the two stores you could actually get Robotech stuff at.
Oh, okay. Do you remember Steve? Kelly?
No, I don't. I remember. I remember Byway. Yeah, all the cheap plastic dinosaur toys there.
Oh man, and GoBots. They always had GoBots at Byway.
Yeah, I had GoBots. I remember watching the cartoon too. It's like the GoBots. You just pull down the legs, pull out the arms, flip the head up, and that was it.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah, there's nothing to them.
Jackie remembers Leisure World. That's when I bought my first set of Dungeons and Dragons books. Was
it?
Yeah.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh man,
that was good cool, dude. That was I forgot to mention that when we were talking about cartoons. I liked Biker Mice from Mars. I liked Bucky O'Hare. I can remember that one. Captain Planet. I don't know if you guys watched Captain Planet or not, but that was sick.
Yep. Actually, that was my nickname for a bit. I was always telling people to stop littering like a bunch of fucking savages. Sorry.
There you go. Good man. Good man.
First F-bomb of the live stream.
We're allowed?
I surprised we went 50 minutes without swearing. That's an accomplishment there. So, you guys watch any? So I did up just a few talking points, right? So like favorite movies and stuff like that. What do you guys like remember as a kid as your like favorite movies and stuff like that?
Oh man, I was weird with movies. I had, growing up, mom was a workaholic. She worked a lot.
Yeah.
And when she was done work, she had a pretty stressful job and all of that kind of stuff. I won't get too deep into it, but she didn't, when she got home, it was decompression time. Dad used to share a lot with me, and it would be, old war movies, Westerns, Charles Bronson stuff. Like all of my buddies are watching The Polka Dot Door, and I'm watching Guns of the Navarone or Force 10 from Navarone, like that Dad just enjoyed sharing this stuff with me. So, I mean, as a kid, I loved a lot of, Bridge Too Far, Outlaw Josie Wales, like all of this stuff. These were movies that I watched, and it probably explains why I am the way I am today. But I like, there wasn't a whole lot of the kids stuff or whatever that grabbed me, I guess, like cartoons and stuff like that, like the TV shows I watched because it was on TV. What else are you gonna do, right? Yeah. And you have the toys or you have the comic books, so it's kind of cool to see those characters in motion or whatever as a kid too, right? But for movies, Indiana Jones was always big with me. I was always huge into Indiana Jones, right from, first one I saw was Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Star Wars, of course. Like Star Wars I saw Return of the Jedi was my first Star Wars. I saw it. It was a sneak preview that my babysitter had won tickets to on Oz FM, and I saw Return of the Jedi the night before everybody else got to see it, which was really cool. But and that was huge. That was mind melting for you little old me, But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot in terms of movies as a kid. Like I saw Transformers the movie in theater, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I remember walking out being a little bit disappointed that Optimus Prime died. But I don't remember much of anything else. Like I didn't have an attachment to it until years later when I went back to it. And I was like, man, this movie's pretty badass. But
the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, Megan, that soundtrack is so good. So good. I guess if I had to pick a favorite from the era, it'd probably be Conan the Barbarian. Oh, okay. That was mind altering for me. Like I was way too young when I saw Conan for the first time. And it was, sitting down with a bunch of cousins out in Long Harbor and, the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or this guy Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever, right? And we sit down and we watch Conan the Barbarian, and I didn't even know that at the time. I didn't know fantasy was a thing. I didn't know that they made movies like this. I didn't know that there were fantasy stories or anything. I was only maybe 6 or 7 years old, right? And that blew my mind wide open. Then from there came Dragonlance novels, and then Lord of the Rings, and other fantasy movies, Deathstalker, and all of that fun stuff. So that was probably, I guess, if I had to pick a favorite from the era, like from as a kid, that really kind of changed my life, it'd probably be Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
Which is not a normal answer, I know, but.
Oh man. If you had to ask me, mine's Bloodsport. So.
Oh, well, there you go. I don't feel so bad now.
Oh, when I was a kid, I wasn't really into the kiddie stuff either, right? Like my parents used to watch movies on the weekend and stuff, and they would just watch whatever they were watching, and if it was anything bad in it, they would make me cover my eyes or something like that. But that's I was kind of big into movies all my life, right?
Yeah.
But I was obsessed with karate and martial arts and all that stuff when I was a kid. So big into not Jackie Chan, but Bruce Lee. When Jackie Chan came out and he got super popular, I was big into that. I can't remember. I was probably a teenager though. But yeah, a lot of martial arts movies and stuff like that, man. That was my jam when I was a kid.
How big was your second Ninja magazine?
First... Sorry, Jackie Chan's first North American release was Rumble in the Bronx, I think. I remember seeing it in theaters.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But did you have a big old stack of Ninja magazines?
No, but I had karate magazines.
Okay, fair.
You can order all kinds of sai and swords and all that stuff. I was obsessed with all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ninja mags were the same thing. You could order shurikens and butterfly knives and all of that kind of stuff in Canada Post to turn them around at the border.
Oh, I love that stuff, man. It was funny. My parents wouldn't put me in minor hockey and stuff, but they put me in karate. So it's I was in Kempo karate a lot when I was young, but Yeah, I was so obsessed with all that stuff. Bloodsport, I thought and Kickboxer was the best movies in the world. And we were talking about it the other night at work too. And I went back and watched Bloodwork. Bloodwork. Oh my god, Bloodsport a few weeks ago. And man, that movie sucks. I got it memorized. Like I know all the words, but I can't say that it sucks. But it's like
it doesn't suck. It does not.
It's pretty bad though. I still love it, but it's bad.
I love a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, bad movies are the best movies. I know Steve Kelly's into the big, all those crappy, awesome movies.
Garbage movies. It's like the harder they try and the shittier it is, the better it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Like,
I think that's the thing, though. I think they gotta try.
So bad, it's so good.
My thing is they gotta try. Like, I can't watch a 90-minute shitty movie that's just trying to be a shitty movie. I can't handle it. But if it's
it's done on purpose. It doesn't have like that.
If you try to make a good movie and it turns out shitty, then it turns out that's the movies I like. But if you're going to make it, like you said, if you're trying to make a shitty movie and it comes out shitty, then it's
it loses the charm.
Yeah, when you try to do it, it's stupid.
When it's and like complete incompetence too, like just complete and utter lack of any kind of care whatsoever, right?
Malgus, if you're still here, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I'm falling behind on the chats. Jackie B says the first movie I ever saw in theater was Xanadu.
Xanadu.
It's actually my favorite Rush song, so
I don't even know what that is. Jaws. Now I know what Jaws is. I love Jaws.
Hell
Jaws
yeah.
My wife and I are obsessed with sharks too, and Jaws has always been one of my favorite movies.
Jaws is so good.
Yeah. How about you, Monday Music Talks? What was your favorite movies as a kid, or even favorite movies now?
Well, obviously Ghostbusters, considering I watched it over 500 times at least. When I got older, like in my teens, I was obsessed with like Chris. I was in Kung Fu, so I was obsessed with martial arts. So anything with Jackie Chan or Jean-Claude Van Damme or Bruce Lee, like I watched all those. I think the first movie I seen in the theater was Land Before Time. I'm pretty sure that was my first movie. I remember going to the theater.
I remember going to the theater by myself, and I watched Lion King, and I cried my eyes out, man. I was ashamed. What?
That's another thing too. Where I had a sister, she always had all the Disney movies, and I love Aladdin. I love just the original classics, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, all that kind of stuff. Like they're just the animation's amazing, the songwriting's amazing. They're just so good all around.
I love the hell out of Tarzan. That was freaking awesome.
I don't even know what
I've probably seen it once. That was it.
I think it was probably one of the darkest villain deaths I've ever seen, and it was in a Disney cartoon. I was like, "Wow, this is wild."
Yeah, I have to go back and watch it, to be honest.
Well, that's one part in Beauty and the Beast where Gaston stabs the beast. I'm surprised they even had that in there because there's blood and everything.
Oh yeah,
I remember seeing it as a kid, going, "Holy shit!" Other than that, I used to watch a lot of martial arts movies, action movies. And pretty much when I get in my teenage years, anime starting to become a big thing. So, my first one.
I'm just starting anime right now, which is weird. At 38 years old, I finally sat down and watched I was starting off with Dragon Ball, but mainstream anime. But still, it's I'm just getting into it now.
Technically, my first anime. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Well, technically, my first anime was Astro Boy. And I remember watching that.
If you consider that that's considered anime. Yeah, I was big in
definitely.
Crap out of Astro Boy.
But the one that really caught me was The Guyver. I know Chris heard of it because I used to talk about it. So me and my buddy Carlos, we rented a tape from Blockbuster. This must have been around '94, and we saw that and we're like, "Holy shit! I can't believe they even made something like this." Because they sold the whole thing on ultra violence because it was so gory and stuff. We were just like, "This is amazing! This is fucking awesome." So then we went from that to Gundam and Bubblegum Cop and Appleseed or something like that. I can't remember.
Bubblegum Crisis, Appleseed, yeah.
Yeah. We used to get all those from Blockbuster. After that, I kind of fell off. I didn't really watch it anymore.
I mean, my first real like outside of Robotech and Star Blazers was in, I guess it would have been probably '89. Kelly's Video had Akira on cassette for rental.
Oh yeah,
like,
okay, I remember watching that.
And I had the comics. I had it for the first few issues of the comic because I was really into comics at the time, and Akira was just, the comic was gorgeous. It was really nice colors, and it didn't look like anything else on the comic book shelves at the time, right? This was, like I said, '89, I think. It was Epic Comics under Marvel that released it, and so I rented Akira. I was like, holy shit, I'm reading that comic right now. And I rented the movie and brought it home. Myself and my buddy Kev sat down and we watched it, and we're just like, oh my god, what are we watching? Like, this is ridiculous.
At the time, the animation, that was nothing like it.
Oh, there's still, man, even now, Akira holds up amazingly well.
Yeah.
And I started working at Time Masters a few years later in '93, '94. And it was right when they started bringing in all the anime on VHS, and I started buying stuff up like crazy. So I was into it then. I was all in then, right? Ninja Scroll and Bubblegum Crisis.
I remember watching Ninja Scroll.
Had all of the Guyver stuff from US renditions. Like, I had all of those tapes. Record of Lodoss War was a really good one. So much stuff. So much good shit. I haven't really stuck with it to that degree. Like, I haven't stayed into it. But, I still like Ghost in the Shell 2 are probably still, they're legit top 5 movies for me. Like, I love them to pieces. And there's another one came out in 2007 called Sword of the Stranger. I would wholeheartedly recommend to absolutely anybody who likes any kind of animation, whether it's anime or whatever. Like, what an amazing movie. Such a great story. Really, really, really good. And it's like, it's just a, period samurai piece, like flashbacky kind of, feudal Japan thing. But it's just a wonderful story. Really, really, really good. So yeah, Sword of the Stranger. Look it up, guys.
Definitely. I'm going to make a note of that because
I know, write that down.
By the end of the live stream, I'm going to forget it, to be honest with you.
I'm serious. So good. It's just like a kind of action epic, I guess is what I'd call it, right? But it's what a great movie. So good.
Death Note too. A lot of people don't really like it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but the animation and the art is amazing in it.
I've never seen it. Like, I've heard stuff. I heard it's fine and stuff. It's just I don't know. Like, for me now, the way I am with anime these days is I'm kind of set in my ways, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't branch out much.
I got it saved now. I won't forget. It's locked away in my history. That's the only way I remember stuff. I need to start taking some ginkgo biloba or something, or do some kind of brain exercises, man. Just I don't know, or get a new job where I actually got time to be doing something. Exist. What we got here? Aeon Flux was another great cartoon. I don't remember that one. Didn't they make a remake, like a movie of Aeon Flux?
I think so.
What was her name? Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The cartoon was pretty wild. The cartoon was different. Charlize Theron.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? All right. So, just kind of curious, what's everybody's favorite superhero?
You go first, Steve. I'm not.
Captain Planet.
No, I probably I guess I gotta go Batman. I mean, I know it's unoriginal, but I gotta go Batman.
Yeah.
I'm not a superhero comic guy. Like, I'm a big comic guy, but I was a big comic guy, but I'm not really. I was never huge into the superhero stuff. Only the X-Men, really, for whatever reason. But I'd say Punisher, but the Punisher is not really a superhero. He's just he's a dude with a gun.
We can go with instead of superhero. I guess we can go with like favorite comic book character. I guess.
Oh God! Oh man!
That's a tough question there.
Yeah, no, I'd probably still have to give the edge to Batman. Just he's got the coolest movies for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. How about you, Steve?
Same, Batman. Like, I was obsessed with Batman too when I was a kid. I had comics. I remember watching Batman the '89, and then Batman Returns. I had the Batmobile with the two halves that could pop off. I had that, and I had a bunch of different Batman. Like, I don't even know any bad guys, to be honest with you.
I
Maybe
didn't even
one
know they
Joker.
made bad guys. I think it was just different colors of Batman, was it?
Yeah, pretty much. Like silver and white and blue, all kinds of Batman, but no
I remember
Jokers.
having one that was like an urban camo.
Yeah,
I think he's got to be the most iconic superhero ever created, though, or a comic book character ever created.
but he doesn't have any superpowers, which I think makes him more special than actual superheroes.
Yeah.
To me, anyways.
But he's become more mainstream than pretty much any other, in my opinion, anyways, because Batman's one of those things, like, it's always circulating around.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as
Instantly identifiable.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something that never goes away. Like, you'll go a couple years without any kind of Batman movies or cartoons or animated series or whatever the case may be, and all of a sudden it keeps resurfacing. You know what I mean?
Well, Batman's almost 100 years old there now, because there was an original TV series in black and white, and it wasn't
Yep.
Adam West. I forget his name.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's
God.
pretty bad. I've seen a few episodes of that. That's a bit
Yep.
different out there. I don't know. I like getting into the older stuff, but that one's a bit. I don't know. That one's a bit much for me. I can't sit down. RC Custom Cat says Joker. Joker is a legendary comic book character for sure.
Yeah.
Mine was always Wolverine, but like the more I think about it, Batman's been pretty iconic for me as well. I grew up mostly in Marvel, mostly X-Men. When Avengers got popular, they started making movies with Avengers and Iron Man, all that stuff. I was never really big into them.
It could be because of the cartoon, because I think all of us grew up with that, like the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah,
X-Men
yeah.
cartoon, and I had very little access to comic books. And we had a Christmas, almost like a Christmas parade when I was young, and when I was out in Bonavista, Vista. And I can remember one of the floats, they were throwing out candies and everything else, and they threw out Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man comic book. And that was my very first comic book, was Spider-Man one.
Wow.
And I got hooked on Spider-Man. I read it and I was like, taken back by it. I loved it. And then I was begging my parents to give me some comic books and everything else. And then it was Uncanny X-Men. And basically that's all I read growing up was Spider-Man comics and X-Men comics, and Wolverine kind of, he was always my favorite superhero growing up, or a comic book character. But yeah,
I think he's a great choice. I think Wolverine's an awesome choice.
Yeah, Wolverine, and then if I had to go with DC, would be definitely Batman from DC. I think Batman's got a lot of awesome villains and stuff like that too. A lot of awesome characters in Batman. A lot of different story arcs that I've never ventured into yet, but yeah, even Clifton McFarlane's, there's comic book runs that I never heard of before, and I don't know anything about. And I'll buy figures, and then I'll look up I'll look up the story, just try to figure out the design. Yeah, and it just I don't know. When I buy figures, it actually makes me interested in comics and the storylines and everything else. I know most people are the other way. They'll read comics and then want figures from their comics or movies or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, I'll buy figures that I think look badass and cool and everything else, and then I'll just go.
I want to know where they came from.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe it's a bit backwards, but
I think it's kind of cool that we've gotten to a point with a lot of that stuff, like not so much with the G.I. Joe stuff, with the Classified. I mean, the Classified to an extent, but more so like with those DC Batman and stuff like that. You got people who are fans of really specific runs of Batman. Like, I mean, I know for me with X-Men, for example, it was the later John Byrne years was when I got into it. So it was like Days of Future Past and the Hellfire Club and like those story arcs. It was before Jim Lee kind of exploded. And
yeah,
I read up until mid-90s, so I was into the Jim Lee stuff too. But like some of these obscure characters and stuff that you got from these like lesser known runs, like now I see that there's like a Bishop action figure out there or something like that, and as like for someone who was into those books at that time, and it's kind of cool that like some of the less known characters. I mean, same thing with the Batman stuff and that too. You're getting these characters, and it's like there's one guy out there sitting down at his computer looking at a picture of this figure and going, yeah, like so excited that his character is getting some love, right? And I think that's an awesome thing. I think that's really freaking cool.
It is, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, if only they do a Reaper figure. Have they done a Reaper yet for Batman?
I don't think so.
No, most people don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is either. I'll be completely honest with you.
It's an
I'm gonna say
old,
I don't remember.
old Batman comic series from the 80s, Batman Year 2.
Oh, okay.
it was the sequel to Year One, of course, the Frank Miller one, right?
Yeah.
But Todd McFarlane's first, I think it's his first published work. Someone could fact check me on that, but it was the Reaper was this bad guy who had been a vigilante in Gotham in the decades before Bruce Wayne, and he was this guy who wore a black cloak and had like leather armor and had these two big scythes, and instead of stopping criminals, he used to kill them. So of course that was Bruce Wayne was diametrically opposed to that, right?
Yeah.
But it was a really, really good series.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, Batman Year Two and Batman Full Circle were the two Reaper stories.
Okay.
And it was more stupid, useless trivia. It was adapted into Mask of the Phantasm, the animated movie, the Batman animated movie.
That one I remember.
That was loosely based on Year Two and the Reaper. Yeah. Great character.
Was he red with the skull and everything else? Oh, okay.
Yeah, silver, like a chrome skull and a big black hood. Yeah.
Just gonna pop it up there now for anybody watching.
I don't remember him. I used to collect Batman comics when I was in grade 5 or 6.
Yeah, there he is.
He looks sick though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that looks awesome. I don't think McFarlane ventured down that path yet. I wish they would. Oh, what we got? That's Mattel, right? Definitely Mattel.
Yeah, I think so. But they did one. That's cool. That's pretty neat.
You got me looking. You got me interested now. I'm going to be looking for this one.
Oh, there's the cover of Year Two.
Who did this Masterverse stuff before?
I don't know.
Was it DC Direct?
Oh, might have been. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that stuff at all, right? I know it's a 6-inch scale, right? Yeah.
It's awesome that he exists. That's great.
Yeah, now you got me wanting it now. But yeah, that's cool. It's one of those characters I'm gonna dive deeper into for sure. RC Custom Cats has got to run. Have a good night. You have a good night too as well, man. RC Custom Cats usually stops by every single live stream, so it's pretty awesome. I like seeing the regulars stop by. You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Your thing, dude.
Yeah, I know we kind of just wing it, and I just rely on the chat usually and just kind of hang out. But not used to having some guests on there, which is pretty awesome.
It's a lot of fun. You guys get to listen to me ramble about nonsense.
No, it's great, man. I just feel like when I was talking to Steve earlier, I said you were going to come on. I was like, Steve Power is very knowledgeable. Like you got a lot of knowledge on a lot of different stuff, which is awesome, man. I find it interesting. I can sit down and listen to people talk about this stuff forever, right? Because I know like a lot of just the mainstream stuff, and especially with like comic books and those characters and stuff like that, and just even with Reaper, I had no clue who that was, right? So
that was.
So I got someone else to obsess about now, so I'll deep dive into that, right? And
yeah, I think he was one of my first Batman stories too. Actually, was the Year Two was right around that time. I think I was getting into the Batman and the X-Men stuff.
Yeah, so that animated series or movie, right? There's 2 anime movies, Year 1 and Year 2. So is he part of that too, or is that something completely different?
No, they were completely different. So the Year 1 animated movie was done only I think about probably 10 years ago or so.
Yeah,
maybe 12 years ago now. Time is weird, but no, the Mask of the Phantasm was part of the old, like the '92 Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
it was that like the Bruce Timm animated series.
Yeah,
so it was they released it in theaters, but I think it tanked. I think it bombed when it came out in theaters.
Oh, okay.
And then they did a second one in that continuity as well, called Sub-Zero. That was all about Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, man. Like talking about the animated series and all that stuff, DC. What's your opinion on it? In my opinion, like when it comes to animated series, like DC is here, Marvel is down here.
I haven't really seen much of anything from Marvel in the animated stuff. Like I just Marvel are not really on my radar, and it's it sucks, but I was never into Spider-Man. I was never into Captain America or Iron Man or the Avengers. Like, it was just never my thing, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching the Spider-Man cartoon, like the 60s one or 70s one.
60s one, yeah.
Yeah, so I
I'll
love
get
that
you,
one.
Spider-Man.
Well, that's
I
what I
never
grew up
got
on
into
too,
the
right?
newer stuff, and I never bought the toys or the comics or anything. I just watched the cartoon. That was it.
Yeah, and I know that they had a
Really
Spider-Man
good.
cartoon in the early 90s, I think, too, like the same guys who did the X-Men cartoon or something. And I know that was really popular, too, but I never saw it.
Oh,
I never did watch
Yeah,
it.
I'm watching that now. Like a lot of this stuff I missed out on as a kid, and I'm going back and I'm watching now as an adult. But I love the animated series, Spider-Man animated series, like the newer one. They based the toy line off of a lot of new Spider-Man figures and everything else.
Okay.
They got awesome retro cards. I don't know if I can get one of these off now, but yeah. One second. Well, my wall is actually decorated. But yeah,
That's pretty
these are all based off the animated series, and I love the retro one.
Yeah, that logo definitely looks familiar.
Yeah,
That's a repro of the old Toy Biz one, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
well, yeah, I love that animated series. My wall is actually decorated with the whole works. So But yeah, I did grow up on the '60s cartoon of Spider-Man. I thought that was awesome.
We had a running gag that every villain, their voice automatically changed whenever they said his name. They became Spider-Man. they all said it in the same voice.
Steve Kelly says New Joel's starting to roll out a little early.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, man, I've seen some reviews already. People got reviews out already, and it's
The Falcon, I'm a little bit mixed on because, like, I know that there's that first batch of screenshots came out and that looked atrocious. But then I watched the video the other day and he looks pretty good. He didn't look bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he looks a lot better than he did in the pictures, anyways.
Yeah.
I've seen a review on Mad Marauders. I think it is barbecue, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was totally mixed on that one. I kind of pre-ordered it and didn't really want it, but then I watched a review on it. I was like, it looks a lot better in person than.
See, it's barbecue all over again because barbecue was the same thing. We were just kind of like,
Yeah. I just ordered just to have it because when it comes
and
to
he's an awesome figure.
Yeah, and when it comes to classified, it's the only line that I grab every single one of them.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends, I pretty much I'm not done with them, but I was all in with Marvel Legends, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah, you're done with them.
I'm done with them, which is weird because it's been my main focus for like ever since I started collecting. I've been collecting for 5 years, and it was always Marvel Legends. Everything was Marvel Legends, right? Now everything is like classifieds, but which is it's good with the classified that they only put out like so many a year.
Yeah.
Like not half as much as, not even a quarter as much as Legends. Like I can't afford to buy 161 or 170 Legends at $40 odd dollars a pop. Like
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's how many in a year?
they put out 161 last year. If
Holy
my spreadsheets
shit.
are right. Yeah,
That's nuts.
I bought 61 of 160 odd last year. That's it. Right, and the previous year was 150 odd, and I'm missing 20. And the previous year was 150, 160, and I'm missing like 18 out of the previous year. Because I do, I have spreadsheets of everything to release and what I got and what I paid for it. And yeah, I'm just a little bit
He
nuts.
showed me. He's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Oh, it is, man. Like, I have spreadsheets with everything I bought, like all my collectibles. It's a list of everything I bought, how much I paid for it, and yeah, it's just.
That's cool. I can appreciate that, man. I really can.
I just like spreadsheets, man. I don't know what it is. I like spreadsheets. And I like to be organized.
My wife does too. My wife is a massive spreadsheet fan. She's a big fan of the spreadsheet. she's a programmer, so I guess that's where it comes from.
I just have OCD, and I gotta have everything organized. That being said, if you see my mess around here now, it's not one bit organized at all. But I don't really have much of a choice with that stuff.
I had to with the classified as well, you know, like, and I mean, first time really getting into a toy line, like the last time I bought a toy line regular was the 90s Star Wars, the Power of the Force line.
Oh, okay.
But so like classified was my first time diving in God, 20 years or more, right? And
yeah,
I had to figure out something. I had to figure out some way to get a checklist or whatever. I'm using Action Figure 411.
Okay,
I think is what the site's called. That's what I'm using, and I got my collection all logged there, and I'm like entering what I paid for it and all of that kind of stuff when I when I update, when I get a new figure or whatever.
Yeah.
But I got to do something. And I mean, spreadsheet's a great idea.
Yeah. I love Microsoft Excel.
He has in different colors too, like what he has, what he doesn't have, what's on pre-order, and all.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really need to do that because I've got stuff that I got doubled up on. Like I've got doubles of Joe figures and stuff because it's like I had it pre-ordered in 2 different spots, or like crap like that. And the way I am, I won't pre-order from like Hasbro Pulse or Amazon. It's going to be from independent people, and I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Like I don't want to cancel anything. So it's like, well, shit. I guess I got 2 copies of this wave now. and one of my buddies buys a few of them off me. Like he grabs a scattered one here and there, but he's got a kid on the way and stuff too. So it's like, I got to slow down. Sorry. Doesn't bother me.
I think this is an older. This is an older one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a pretty hardcore. The green ones now are ones that I did reviews on.
Oh, okay.
The white ones are ones that I have that I never reviewed yet. Orange is ones I need. Yellow ones are the ones that I pre-ordered. And like I said, this is an older one. There's a more updated one. But yeah, it's pretty intense, man. Steve Tilley says, "Love the haircuts."
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, appreciate it. We're members of the Shave Your Head and Grow a Goatee Club.
Yep.
Their haircut matches yours, Steve Tilley.
Jackie, shots fired.
I shaved mine tonight.
I should have. I didn't.
I don't think Tilly has to shave his anymore. Do you, Steve? You got Tilly just shaves around the sides. He's gonna charge me more for the next lot of action figures that I get, right?
There you go. For what it's worth, when I was 19, it was almost down to my butt.
I'm starting to get a little bald spot right here. It's only a matter of time.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't care. The less I got to cut, the less I got to shave. I'm fine with it. So, Steve Tilley said something. Leave the Jackie to comment. Oh, yeah. If Jackie can take a shot at you, she's going to take a shot at you.
No holds barred.
You got to shave your head now, Steve Kelly?
No, he is. I shave it all the time. Well, it needs to be shaved now.
No, you got to shave it down like us. You got to be cool, man. Steve Tilley says, yeah, less every year. Depends on how much stress we're under, right? Jackie says, no hold barred. Barred indeed. Jackie's taking off.
My beard was nice and brown until I worked for Jackie.
Mine was fun until I went on night shift, and now I got a lot of gray mixed in there now. I don't care though. I'm fine with it. My beard was down to here, and it was all gray. I had to trim it off. I look a lot older than I am, unfortunately. Any pre-orders, Steve?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one batch in the mail now. I've got a bunch that Steve Tilley has for me that I have to get out and pick up. And I've got the rumor is this newest wave now, the Falcon, Outback, and whatever else are supposed to be shipping out next week as well. So I got those as well.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it. Then I think I'm up to date. Well, no, the 2 Indiana Jones as well. I pre-ordered the Adventure Series Indiana Jones, the 6-inch scale or 7-inch, whatever it is. Pre-ordered. I think I just pre-ordered Indy though. I think I just grabbed Indy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that by Hasbro? Is that the Build-A-Figure series, or is that so?
It's one of the it's the same team I think that does Black Series, so it's the same scale and everything as Black Series.
Oh, okay, same scale. All right.
Yeah. They look really nice, but the figure choices are really, really strange. And with Indy, I don't know how you can do Indiana Jones and and not have Nazi characters in the toy line, and at the same time you're talking about Hasbro. So, like I'm kind of, I don't know why you even bothered in the first place. I guess I think if you're going to do Indiana Jones, maybe make them more premium collectibles or something like that. Like, I don't see Indiana Jones being a big hit at Walmart or Target. I just don't think it's going to be that kind of a toy line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot smaller following for Indiana Jones than what it is for, like, say, your Marvel and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or Star Wars. And I mean, like, Star Wars is just so easy, right? Like, it's so simple to just do a cool character because there's no kind of social connection with him either, right? Whereas with Indiana Jones, I mean, you're talking about, like I said, Nazis, right? I guess is the big thing. And I mean, the character choices that they've got, like the second wave that they announced of them, was just all dudes in suits. Here's Professor Indiana Jones, and here's Walter Donovan, and most people are just going to be like, "Well, okay."
I haven't seen anything on the newer wave. I just seen the build Ark of the Covenant, like build a prop, right? So every piece comes with like a little piece of the Ark of the Covenant.
And I mean, they're great looking figures. Don't get me wrong; they look fantastic, right?
I might just pick up Indy if I see them around anywhere. I don't think.
Yeah, I'll definitely grab an Indy, and I'll probably grab the different versions of Indy. Like if they do while they're doing a Temple of Doom Indy, I think like the tattered shirt and the machete and stuff. I'll grab that one too. Like just a few of the different action Indies, right?
Yeah. Steve Kelly, were you into Indiana Jones and stuff? Never got into it.
I watched one of the movies once, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Never got into it.
I love them. Absolutely love them.
I never got into Star Wars until I was in my teenage years.
Same with me. I mean, Star Wars for me, like I know a lot of you guys grew up on Star Wars and stuff, but my first interaction with Star Wars, or my first, I think the first Star Wars movie I seen was Episode 1. Like I never grew up on Star Wars. I just never had access to it, I guess, and I was never, you know what I mean? But when those movies came out, I was big into like going to the theater and stuff like that. I would often go to the theater on Friday nights by myself. And so I started off, my first experience with Star Wars was Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Right on.
Which is weird. I mean, in the last 10 years or more is when I got like deeper into Star Wars with the original trilogy and stuff like that, right? And then
I always liked Star Wars, but for all of my buddies, like I hung out with a lot of Star Wars super fans, and Indiana Jones was always my Star Wars. All the guys were Star Wars. I was Indiana Jones and Willow were mine too, right? So.
But I was more into Star Trek than Star Wars.
Can you remember, like, you talk about Star Trek? Can you remember getting bags of chips and they used to have little collector cards in it, little stickers or something?
Stickers.
Yeah.
I used to collect them all.
Oh man, I used to buy so many chips because I never collected action figures really, like in my teenage years and stuff like that. But I would always collect some. I was always a collector of some sort my whole life, whether it be hockey cards, and then I got older and I started playing music, and then I was collecting guitars. But I was an obsession with collecting stuff, and then it turned into action figures. And once it turned into action figures, then that's it. It just all went to hell. But but I collected those little stickers or whatever in the chip bags and stuff like that. I was buying chips up and just taking the sticker out and just laying the chips in the cupboard, hoping someone else would eat it. But
I remember the Hostess chips had it was like all the rock bands. It was like Poison and Bon Jovi and Motley Crue and all of them. Like it was the same thing, the little 2-inch by 1-inch stickers. And I remember having a pile of them stuck on my dad's electrical panel in his basement.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was always big in trading cards and stuff like that as a kid too.
My mother encouraged it. My mother encouraged the figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was an enabler. She had the checklist from the Joe vehicles. She used to have the checklist for each year stuck in her purse, and we'd go out to buy figures, and she'd be checking them off as I bought them.
Awesome.
It was wild.
I
remember that.
Tin cans for prizes.
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yep. What an Optimus Prime for Pepsi.
Can? Was there something on there? Like, what was on it?
It was like a letter printed inside of it, usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember you had to collect cereal boxes. Like you collect the points on the side of cereal boxes. I remember that.
I remember in my teens, like we get Pepsi, you had to spell out certain words and stuff like that, but I don't remember cans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it used to be printed inside the can on the bottom of the can.
Jeez.
Huh.
What
Yeah.
year was that?
Early 80s for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. No wonder I can't remember it. I don't feel bad for not remembering that. Probably before I was born.
I'm not that much older, so
No, I was born in '84. I don't know when you were born, but
77.
no, yeah, we're all roughly around the same age, give or take a few years.
Yep.
Steve's a few years. Steve Kelly is a few years older than me too. Steve
Yeah,
Tilley now. Steve Tilley on the other hand. Steve's older than all of us. I like messing with Steve. It's awesome. I think I've been hanging around or talking to Ryan Noftel too much because now I just make stabs at everybody.
Ryan's good people too. Ryan hooked me up with a few figures, I gotta say.
Yeah, we all got this group chat, right? It's a few of us in it, and all the time we're just like, yeah. Ryan's usually instigator. He's always like making stabs at a few of the other members in the group, and yeah, it's pretty funny. He's rubbing off on me a bit, I guess.
Andrea thought it was so sketchy showing up in the parking lot of the car dealership to get an Outback from him.
Yeah,
She's like, "What are we doing here?"
it's sketchy, but it's all like very high end cars too, right? So it's all
Oh,
like,
yeah,
Mercedes,
yep.
BMWs
Yep.
and all that stuff. So different if it was like all shit boxes and stuff, like
Old
all
Pete
rust buckets
Pastas.
and everything else, and you're there like, you know what I mean, you got goods, man. You got to figure, dude. Ryan just takes it over, hands it over. But yeah, Ryan's awesome, man. Between Ryan and Tilly now, I mean, I owe most of my collection to Ryan, especially my Marvel Legends to Ryan. Ryan hooked me up big time. I bought one figure off him. I was at Heroes and Hobbies, and I posted or something. I asked Amanda a question, and then Ryan just tried me and was like, "Oh yeah, I got this one. If you want to buy it, right?" And then that was it. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, let me know whatever else you got." And then like every couple of days, like, "Yeah, man, I got like these 10 figures. You want them?" I was like, "Sure." How
10
much you want
figures,
for 'em?
yeah.
And he would sell
Sure,
them like
man.
dirt cheap, man. Like I'm after getting Marvel Legends for like $5 a pop, right?
Wow.
Like Ryan's not there to make money at all. He's just there to help out collectors. He's like good as gold, man. Like he just wants you to have, he just wanted me to have a good collection. So he didn't care about making money at all.
No, I thought it was great too. That I had to really watch when I was picking stuff up from him, because if I went on a lunch break or whatever, I'd have to make sure that I got back home in time to log back into my system for work. So because he just start chatting, right? And it's like,
Oh yeah,
he's a great guy to talk to. He's just a
Yeah.
fun fella to talk
he
to.
loves collecting too, man. He loves figures.
Yep. Yeah, you can tell he lives for it, right?
Yeah, same thing with Tilly too, Mr. Tilly there at Paper
Yeah.
and Plastic. Steve's a big collector, and that's why he's doing all this stuff too, just to help out other collectors. And I
can appreciate that.
I owe a lot of my collection too, man. I wouldn't have half of the stuff only for Tilly too. So I make fun of, I might tease Tilly a little bit, but he knows I'm only joking with him. Yeah, I'd say 95% of my collection came from Tilly, and the other 5% is $5 Fridays.
God, I used to hate $5 Fridays.
I used to go in and buy everything because I used to pick up stuff from Mike Rose, right?
Yeah.
And just to kind of help them out, right? Because I mean, I'm all there to help people out too, right?
Oh, Mike's an awesome cat too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been fortunate enough, man. I think that's one of my favorite things about just collecting is the people that I met over the years, just through collecting and stuff. Awesome bunch of people, right?
Man, we got a great community here for it. We really do.
It is. You got to get you collecting now, Steve Kelly. No,
Not having it. Not having it.
I've been
That
trying,
means
man.
that's
No, thanks.
Because he's got the He-Man and he's got the Battle Cat. I'm like, yeah, you need a Skeletor, man. I got a Skeletor. I'll sell you a Skeletor for $15 or $10 or $15, whatever it was. He's like, no. I was like, come on, man. You got to have Skeletor. You got to have, Panther and all that stuff to go with your He-Man. He's like, no. I tried, man. I'm not a good influence.
Do what I did with one of my buddies and just start buying for him. Here.
Oh, but
How
yeah.
much do I owe you?
I think I picked up the He-Man for you, didn't I?
Yes. You said you found it and you asked me if I wanted to pick it up. I was like, yep, pick that up. and that's just started and it stopped. That was done.
At least you got some self-control, man. I'd never be able to do it. Steve Kelly says, yes, sir. Tons of awesome people for sure. I chat with quite a few on my porch.
Awesome. I got to get out that way, Steve.
Jackie B says, I only know it's Friday because Jaron works that morning with me and Chris shows up at opening or shortly after. Yeah, it's either toss-up. I don't know if I'm going to end up at Mount Pearl at 10 o'clock as soon as the doors open or if I'm at Stavanger.
Who's on Stavanger now?
Colin. I think Colin's manager right there.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah. It's funny, man. With the exception of Avalon Mall, because I don't go there very often. But every other one, everybody knows me. Hi, Chris. How's it going, Chris? As soon as I walk in.
I gotta say, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to be in a community where everybody kind of like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, like when everybody knows you. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, the video game crowd, I've been floating around in that community for so damn long. And
Yeah, I called you
I love
Microplay
it.
Steve for like 20 years, 10 years. I'd
Oh,
say.
man, everybody did. You're not the only one.
Or
God,
Jumbo Video Steve after.
you know.
It was
I can't go anywhere in Mount Pearl without someone asking me about a video store.
Because it was Microplay first, up by where Acropolis was too, right?
Yep, yeah. Well, it was
And then-
Microplay originally out on Freshwater Road, out by
Freshwater
where
Road,
Games
yeah.
Exchange is now.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
Microplay.
Yeah.
So I started there, and then we opened the Mount Pearl store in 2001. Then we merged with Jumbo in 2005, I want to say. It might have been 2006. Yeah, it might have been 2006. And then until I was there then until 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was all, yeah.
Was we
Microplay
starting
Steve.
Jumbo Video back up again?
There's
Like
one. Yeah, there's
one in
one
Ontario,
pop-up
I think.
shop in Quebec somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wild. Videotron, like the company that owns the Jumbo and Microplay brand, are still around. Like that company is still around. They have Microplay outlets in like some of the Videotron locations in Quebec. And the microplay.com website is back now. Like they're selling games again online. But I looked into it a few years ago just to see if they were doing franchises and stuff, and they're not. Like they're not actively doing anything with the Microplay brand anymore, which kind of sucks. But the day this Jumbo Video pop-up shop in Quebec popped up online, like when it hit the news sites, I got about a dozen people message me and send me the link to it. It's like, nope, not interested.
You think we ever get back to that point, or you think just everything being digital just ruined everything?
Everything's digital now.
It sucks
everybody's
because
lost contact with physical media. It's like they don't want anything to do with
Yeah.
it because it just takes up so much room.
I do think the time is going to come when, not so much with video games, because with video games it's such a different racket, but with movies and like TV shows and stuff, the time is going to come when the studios and the creators and all of that kind of stuff are going to realize the best way to make money is traditional releases and ad-sponsored television. Like that's how you make your money. These
Yeah.
streaming services, there's no way to quantify it. They don't know what kind of money they're making from these streaming services. The only thing they have is subscription base, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, once the site starts losing subscriptions, which is, it's not realistic to think that you can maintain that, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Disney
I-
lost like 2 million subs in the past few months, and they're still
Yeah,
going.
yep.
It's like they don't care. People still just
Nah.
sign for it.
Yeah, no, Bob Iger made a statement, talking about how, we made a few mistakes and stuff like that. I was like, no, you didn't. It's just when people don't have shows they want to watch, they're going to disconnect. They
Yeah.
signed up to watch Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, and then when that's over, they, they cut the cord again, right?
Yeah.
What?
The same thing with Netflix too, popping up, like their prices are constantly going up. And now all this nonsense with if you're at a different, is it IP address? I don't know the proper term. But if you're at a different address or anything like that, then they're, you know what I mean? Like they're going to crack down on that. Like, I don't know, man. If I'm paying, I don't know, you people, you guys might have a different take on it. But if I'm paying for something, and if I want my parents at Bonavista to watch it and I'm paying for it, and I barely use it, I think it's okay for my parents to watch it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's one of those questions because it's the argument that they keep throwing out there is that when you signed up, you agreed to this. You agreed that no one outside of your household would be using it. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever, But that's kind of, you're playing a bit of a shitty game, right? Yeah, it's just kind of spitey, I guess. But at the same time, I mean, Netflix never cared about it until now because this is the first time in their history that in 2 years they've posted a loss year over year, right? They've lost
Now they
subscribers
have
in a big
competition.
way. Yeah.
They have
Yeah,
competition.
but
Back
if
then,
you're charging like $20 man, the what for a streaming service, like if you want to
Yeah.
have multiple users,
Yeah.
like man, 25 bucks for a streaming service is ridiculous, man.
It's a bit nuts. It's a bit nuts. And I mean, like, what are you getting out of Netflix? Like, I sit down and I look at Netflix, and after 20 minutes going through the menu trying to find something to watch, I just zone out. I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
I'm done with this. Like,
well, all the other
at least with
streaming
Amazon
services
Prime.
pulled everything off Netflix. So
Yeah.
the Disney,
Yeah,
Plus,
At least with
Star Wars
Amazon
stuff,
Prime, I get some old movies.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, we have personally, I have Netflix, I have Disney Plus, I have Prime. Tubi's free, but there's a lot of cool shit on Tubi. You don't have to pay nothing for that, but I know there's advertisements and stuff like that. But even Netflix are talking about if you just have the base when you're going to have advertisements,
Yeah.
that's nonsense. You're paying for it. You shouldn't have to watch advertisements.
That's why I had
Just
to
to
get
get it
Tubi
in.
Premium.
Like
I had
that's
to get it.
they're kind of forced me to go premium. I don't know. Yeah,
I
like you said,
complained about it back in the day with the Xbox. Same thing. I fire up my Xbox 360, and what is this? I'm looking at ads. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't knock it too much because I'm trying to get monetized, and I'm going to make anything I make is going to be off ads. So
Yeah.
Tilly says got a bunch of NECA in, some nice stuff we'll post later. Last Ronin and Elf, pretty cool.
Nice.
I actually ordered Last Ronin Unarmored and Armored, and I ordered Elf. I could not pass on Elf. That's why I saw it fucking wrapped up there. Oh, my first F-bomb. You. Elf is my child. Like, man, I loved Elf as a kid.
I did too.
And my wife
You guys
actually
remember
liked
the
it
cartoon?
too. What?
Yep.
I remember the cartoon.
2 of them.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was the first one was back on his home planet, Malmac, I think was the name.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the cartoons.
And the other was Elf Tales, where they did like fairy tales or something, just with the elf characters.
I don't remember that one.
I don't
It
remember.
wasn't good.
Yeah. Our buddy from work, he gave me this website where you can watch everything for free, like a lot of anime, a lot of cartoon series and all that stuff. It's awesome. That's where I watched Dragon Ball. And last night, me and Steve were talking vaguely about like some of the stuff that, like we were probably going to talk about tonight, and kind of not be prepped, like I don't know, just have a kind of idea of what we're going to talk about today. And
Yep.
I went to go look up some of the cartoons, and I seen Godzilla, and that was it. I just started watching Godzilla for 2 or 3 episodes. It sucked too, man. Like I'm a big Godzilla fan, but that cartoon sucked ass. I don't care. It's horrible. Did you like it?
I never saw it. I've never seen.
Me either.
Oh,
I just watched movies. I never saw the cartoon.
yeah. I was telling Steve earlier. It's they're just there in a ship, and they call out they need help. There's a big tidal wave coming at them, and they just call it Godzilla, and he just emerges from the sea, lifts up the ship until the tidal wave goes past, and he just lowers them down again into the sea. And then there's this little dragon, or almost like a dinosaur with wings. I can't remember his name, but he's just flying around and hanging out on the boat, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching, man?
What era is this? When did this come out?
Oh my god, I don't even know. I gotta check it out. Actually, I'll pop it up on the screen there if I can find it. But it's horrible. But I couldn't stop watching it though. That's the thing. Like, I could not stop watching it. I'm like, this sucks ass, and I kept watching it.
Which is weird because both of us love the old Godzilla movies. And they're horrible, but in a fun way.
Oh yeah. But the movies are different. This is just like I don't know what it is. I'll pop it up.
I just fired a link for you into the private chat.
Oh, okay.
This is the one I was talking about earlier, the one that nobody remembers.
But this is the Godzilla one. I don't know if you guys.
Oh my god.
But it's not even Godzilla, man. Like it's not. It's just see the little,
Hanna-Barbera.
That looks
see the little,
familiar.
What's it say? 78.
78, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But that's not how I remember Godzilla at all, right?
Look at that
I didn't
third one,
realize.
the one based on the 98 movie, is it?
Yep.
Oh my god, no. That was horrible.
That's my Godzilla. Roland Emmerich.
I enjoyed the movie, but it's not Godzilla.
I had no frame of reference going in. I just knew that I liked Roland Emmerich movies. I loved Independence Day and all of that stuff.
Oh, me
Stargate
too, yeah.
was awesome.
A lot of people
I went
hate
to
that movie,
Godzilla.
though. A lot of people.
Man, people despise that movie. I didn't realize. I didn't understand. I told someone I liked it, and they're like, "You're nuts. You're insane. You're sick. You're ruining my childhood."
I
So
love it.
shut
I
up.
know it's like, even as like a teenager, like some of the stuff they were doing, I was like, come on. Like the hacking into an alien spaceship, like it makes no sense, but it works for the movie.
Well, what was that? I was reading it. I was reading a message. Which what show were you guys talking about?
Oh, the
Independence Day.
'98 guy movie.
Oh, no, oh God. That's
Emmerich.
horrible.
See?
Oh, God. What's worse, that Godzilla movie or new Star Wars movies?
Oh, see.
There's some people that actually like them, and God love you if you like them.
I guilty as charged. I like them. I like them all. I like that Godzilla movie. So yeah,
Do you like the Godzilla movie?
I do. I love it.
I like it as a monster movie, but it's not
Roderick,
Godzilla.
right?
What's that?
The one with Matthew Broderick in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm Matthew Broderick. I'm in a movie with a giant lizard. Oh my God.
I got to go back and watch it. I put it on for my son a while back, and he's like, "Dad, my son loves Godzilla too, right? But he loves like the older movies."
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is not what did you do to Godzilla?" I'm like, "I know, this is horrible."
It's a
And see,
good
that's the
monster
thing with
movie,
me.
it's
I
not a
was
good
never
Godzilla
into
movie.
Godzilla. Like I didn't have that frame of reference, right? So I just
Oh,
went into
okay.
I knew I liked Roland Emmerich stuff. Like I love Independence Day. I loved Stargate.
Yeah.
I loved the Universal Soldier, right?
That's, yeah, like Stargate and Independence Day and all that stuff is great.
So I kind of knew what I was in for, I guess.
Yeah. See, I think where Godzilla was such a big thing for my childhood
Yeah.
that when you take something that I loved so much as a kid and took up a big part of my childhood and you mess with it,
That's fair. That's fair.
and I think that's what it is for Godzilla, and I think that's what it was for a lot of people. Like me and my buddies loved Godzilla growing up, right? I would, yeah, and just to see it change so much,
Yeah.
it was rough. But
I totally get that. I mean, it'd be like, if they took Conan the Barbarian and made a sequel with like an ensemble cast and made it PG-13 instead of R-rated. Wait a minute, they did.
and if they like just changed up the storyline and had like instead of you think of Conan, you think about this big beefy dude and everything else, big muscular dude, and just kicks ass and everything else, and then they just turn him into a little skinny little wimp, or just like change the storyline altogether. You know what I mean? Everything that you loved about it, if they just took everything and changed it.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and I get that. I think that was my thing. Was I didn't have
Yeah.
that connection to Godzilla. The only other Godzilla movie I had ever seen in my life before that was like Godzilla '85.
Oh, okay.
So,
Probably
yeah.
Godzilla 84. That's probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, I remember satellite dishes shooting lasers or something. That's all I remember about that movie.
Yeah, some of that I don't know. Steve Tilley wants to know. You guys remember the Gummy Bears cartoon?
I do.
I don't.
Definitely. I could sing the song, but I won't.
You can sing away, man. I don't care.
No way. No, not a chance.
I can't carry a note, so.
I'm
I can't
confident,
sing.
but not that confident.
How about you, Steve? Can you sing? Play it for us on bass.
I don't know the song on bass.
Do you know the Gummy Bear song though?
No, I do not.
I don't.
And
I remember watching the cartoon, but I don't
Here
remember
and
the
there and
song.
everywhere.
No, I'm gonna look it up after because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't want to play it now because guaranteed I'll get dinged for some way,
Oh,
shape,
yeah,
or
you get
form.
dinged for that.
I already got kicked off
Disney,
Facebook tonight.
Disney.
Steve Tilley's singing it there now.
All right.
Tilly's in the shower singing a Gummy Bear song. Next time I come over,
Brother.
you guys sing it for me.
The kid is walking up and down the hall outside the bathroom going, "What's wrong with Daddy?"
Yeah.
That's
So
not on
how
Disney
long
Plus,
ago
is it?
What's that?
Gummy Bears is not on Disney Plus, is it?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Man, there you go. 2 million subscribers lost. Get them back just like that. Hashtag gummy bears.
I gotta look it up because I have no clue. Guaranteed, it's one of those things. As soon as I see it, I'll remember it. Though.
So much weird stuff out of then too. I remember. I mean, even being as young as I was at the time, there was a lot of weird cartoons. Like
Yeah, remember,
that era, the Gummy Bears era.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like Popples, I think it was called. My sister
Popples
had like
and
this.
Snorks.
Yeah,
yeah.
Snorks. Yeah.
Snorks was
My
weird,
sister had
man.
the Popples toys where you fold in on each other. They turn like little balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sister had a couple of those.
Oddly enough, I
was the-
remember that.
Manchichis.
Don't
I
remember,
remember that, but I
Oh,
don't think I've ever watched it. I remember hearing about it.
Oh
So
man.
Gummy
there was
Bears from
some-
1985.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, I was only 1 year old, so yeah, I don't feel bad, but not remembering that at all. Mr. Tilly, do you want to come on and sing it for us?
There we go.
That'd be cool. We have 3 Steves there. Then we can have all Steves.
Steve
The
Q.
Steve Show.
Steve 1, 2, 3, and you can all sing it to me. And I'll serenade me with the Gummy Bear song.
I'll pass. Thanks.
Play the banjo.
There we go.
I can play the
So
spoons.
bad.
That's about it. So, how long do you guys want to go? I mean, do you guys have stuff to do, or do you guys? Because I don't have much of a life. I can keep going.
I used the bathroom pretty bad.
I'd say I
Just
can
sitting
give you
here
about
waiting.
another 9 minutes.
You do another 9 minutes
Yeah.
to make it 2
Yeah.
hours. Can you hold it in, Steve, to do 9 minutes?
I can hold it in.
If you
I
pee
could
out
probably stay
camera-
here all night, but I'm sure Andrea's up there like, when are you coming home?
My wife's probably gone to sleep now. So, you watch any good movies lately? Anything you recommend, Steve? I know
I
Steve
was-
doesn't really watch many movies, but how about you, Power?
I
You,
used to.
I'm-
It's just-
man.
It's the same shit over and over. Like,
Guilty. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The last new one I saw was what? I'm behind the times on this one too. Bullet Train, Brad Pitt.
I still haven't seen that yet. Is it
That
good?
was a fun time. That was a good laugh. If you like stuff
Okay.
like Smoking Aces, John Wick, that kind of stuff, like it's got
Yeah.
that same kind of quality. It's like two of
Okay.
them kind of slammed together, I guess. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, but it was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Definitely. I watch that.
I think the last
time-
new movie I watched was Multiverse of Madness, and I was like, man, I'm marveled out. I had enough.
They lost their appeal
Man.
after Endgame. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no, not after Endgame. I think after Spider-Man. Spider-Man did it for me. I loved it, and after Spider-Man, everything kind of just went downhill from there. That's my opinion on it. That's my take on it. But Far From Home was probably one of the best MCU movies for me. But I'm a big Thor. I like the MCU and like the MCU Thor. And Love and Thunder was one of the biggest disappointments for me.
See, I loved it. I thought it was great. I did, yeah. But
I
now,
think they just forced.
I'm not an
the-
MCU guy either, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not really into the MCU, and the Thor stuff was the only stuff that I could really say that I loved.
Yeah,
And,
Oh, okay.
and Ragnarok, for whatever reason, Ragnarok didn't hit with me the same way it hit with everybody else. But then Love and Thunder for me really hit. Like I like the silliness of it. you know?
yeah. Do you find that the silliness was kind of forced though? That's what I found. It was just like
In the beginning, definitely.
Yeah.
I think at the like that opening sequence when they're on the weird planet with the glass thing, and yeah, that felt a little bit over the top for sure. But by the end of it, I was in, man. I was like when all the kids are going nuts with the power of Thor and Guns N' Roses is blaring on the soundtrack.
Yeah,
and stuff.
see, I
I thought
like
that was
that.
freaking awesome.
yeah, I like that part of it. I like the goats too, man. The goats are. I was laughing my
The
ass
goats
off.
were amazing. The goats were really good.
Took my kids to the theater, and every time the goats were there, just like that. I was crying, laughing
Dying.
in the theater.
Yep.
But I was kind of. I took my daughter to see. I think it was The Last Jedi, and I was so disgusted with that movie. And we were walking out of the theater, and she's like, "Dad, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "You're kind of like kind of pale," and I wasn't talking or anything like that. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "They just ruined Star Wars for me." She's like, what? And it's like, they just ruined Star Wars. And I was like, and I was kind of the same with Thor, Love and Thunder. Like, two of my kids loved it. They were there. They were giggling. Like, I laughed at, I found some of it funny. But I just walked out and I was like, kind of had that like kind of sickly feeling that they kind of messed with something.
That's
Well,
fair.
see,
That's fair.
Ragnarok was one of my favorite. Now, I liked the first Thor movie, and the second one was okay. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else.
I love it. I thought it
Ragnarok
was great.
was awesome. Yeah, I love Ragnarok. To me, it's like they make some humor in it, and it was kind of like the perfect blend. You had your action, you had your humor, and all that stuff. You kind of seen a different side of Thor. But then Love and Thunder was just like, yeah, it's just too much. I don't know.
No, that's fair. I mean,
Still,
and from what I understand, I'm in the super minority on Love and Thunder too. From what I understand, like the fans don't like it. So
Oh yeah, no, a few of my buddies were the same way too. It's like, oh man, go see it. You're gonna love it, man. It's awesome. And I went there. I was like, what the hell, man? Like, seriously?
I mean, my thing with them, like, I respect what they did, like that first phase or whatever, like up to Endgame. I really like to have 22 or 23 movies all kind of come together like that.
Yeah.
Like that was, I'd never seen anything like that. That was crazy. But it's just not really my thing. You know, like it was not something I was ever into.
Yeah.
And I found that, you know, watching some of the stuff, like watching Avengers or watching Iron Man 3 and you know, always go see them with a group, of course, because like the guys are comic book guys and stuff like that. And we're sitting down watching it, and two of the guys in the audience with us who are comic book guys are losing their minds at something. Oh, look, it's the this or it's the that. And I'm just sitting there kind of going like, okay, you know, like that kind of thing. And I think that's the big thing with me with the Marvel stuff is like, I guess the balance between telling a good story as a movie versus throwing in enough stuff for the comic book people. I think they kind of catered a little bit more to the fan base, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, you know, but I think it kind of leaves me out of the equation a little bit. And that's the problem I don't have with the DC stuff. You know, like I went and saw the Matt Reeves Batman movie and went and saw that opening night myself and Andrea. And that's still my favorite movie of 2022. Like I'm one of these movie nerds who does a top 10 list every year. So Batman was my number one last year. Yeah. But you don't need to have read anything in the comics to go into that movie and sit down.
My comic book knowledge, I not very little, but it's like a little bit of comic book knowledge of a lot of things type deal. And I loved it, man. Like, I don't know, Riddler he stole it for me. I love.
Oh
Riddler.
man, so good.
Paul Dano was like amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't have a single, you know, there wasn't a single thing that pulled me out of that movie or, you know, like I walked out and I was like, yeah, that was freaking great. That was probably the best superhero movie I've ever seen. It was long.
Yeah, it was over 3 hours long. Other than that, there's no complaints with that whatsoever. I've only completed it 3 times, but I put it on and watched bits and pieces of it, like I'd say 5 to 10 times or more.
Yeah,
but
I think the last Marvel one I saw, I think, would have been Thor. And before that, like the only ones that really grabbed me was the first 2 Iron Mans I loved, and those Thor movies, the Thor stuff. Right. Other than that, I wasn't really into it.
And Steve, you said Multiverse of Madness was the last one you watched. What do you think of that? Did you like that?
Yeah. After Endgame, it's like they gave up. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know why. Did
they give up, or did they just not really have anything to work with anymore?
I think the bar was set too high with Endgame, and just having so many like iconic moments in Endgame and Infinity War and all that stuff, and just coming together.
Well, and then more than Endgame.
The Iron Man moment at the end of Endgame too. I was just like, I was there, man. Like there was tears. Dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even give a shit. Like that was a sad moment, man.
Like the Spider-Man movies were pretty good, but unless Marvel else is just so much, it just I don't know. Maybe it is that culmination at the end of Endgame, and it's almost like it's finished.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just like whatever. That's what it feels like to me, anyways.
I think it is with Iron Man, where he's finally happy. This is what grabbed me, and this is what made me emotional. He's finally happy. He's got, you know what I mean, he's married or whatever to the, you know what I mean, and he's got his kid. Super happy with his kid, you know what I mean? And just seeing the relationship between two of them, and then he just went back and kind of sacrificed himself to save everybody. But he had his life. He was happy. He had everything that he needed there. and he gave it up to save humanity. It's just I don't know, man.
He started the MCU and then he ended it, so that's kind of like they ended on like that note.
Yeah, and it's funny in the first Avengers, like Steve Rogers said to him, "You'll never be the person to make," you know what I mean? And then it's two times that at the end of the first Avengers, he went up and he got the missile, and you know what I mean. He did that. He was the person that you know what I mean did what it had to be done to save everybody, and then you know what I mean. Sure enough, like so many movies later, he was the person that did what was necessary again to save everybody again, right? So I don't know. All that kind of just wrapped together for me and made it very, very emotional.
And I mean that whole sequence, you know, when Rogers catches the hammer and calls Avengers Assemble and all those portals open up and stuff. I mean that's a crazy moment, man.
See, that one is.
I'm not a Marvel guy at all, but that's going to live on. You know, that moment is going to be remembered by people. All right.
And I think that's why everything after that is just not going to be. You can't compare it.
No,
to that.
No.
And I think Spider-Man
was it No Way Home? The one with the multiple universes? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. Like there's a lot of hype behind it. I watched it and I was like, it was all right.
Yeah, I really like that one. Everything after No Way Home for me was, you know what I mean? Well, it just wasn't there. Multiverse Madness. I watched it. I was like super excited. And I was like, oh yeah. Well, there was a movie. You know what I mean?
Was a movie.
Yeah.
But I do like Scarlet Witch and I do like Doctor Strange and all that stuff and Wong and you know what I mean? I liked everything about it, but it's just like I don't know. I think Spider-Man for me was the ending, and then just seeing Peter Parker venture off on his own. And just, you know what I mean, living in a shitty ass apartment and just kind of being without his friends and stuff like that. That's the way Spider-Man should be starting off. So basically, it seems like his adventure is just starting as opposed to like where he is in the comics. So
Gotcha.
I like that part of it. And
do you think they're going to do more with Maguire, with what's his name, Tom Holland? Like, do you think they're going to continue with him as Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think he signed up for so many more movies, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, what you see on Facebook and all that stuff, you don't know what's real and what's.
Oh my God, no! I don't pay attention.
No.
There's a few sites that pop up. There's like CBR and Giant Robot, I think, is another one, and they're just pure clickbait. Our inside sources tell us.
Yeah, it's all.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there's from like, you know, it's just few trusted websites that I get on from time to time that says he is signed up and he's just taking some time off and everything else. And I look forward to it. I like to see Andrew Garfield get his third movie too.
I saw that first one. The first Andrew Garfield one, and that was pretty damn good. That wasn't bad.
He was my favorite Peter Parker.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people didn't like him because he was like too cool or whatever to be Peter Parker. Because he is a pretty confident
What a weird
guy.
complaint, though.
It is though, yeah. But I mean, like Peter Parker is like somewhat nerdy, and you know what I mean, like that kind of type of thing, like that kind of. Oh my God, I'm tongue-tied now. It's time to go to bed. But yeah, like, he's super nerdy and passive and all that stuff in the comic books. But I don't know. I just like this take on it. I like this take on Peter Parker. I like the Gwen Stacy storyline as opposed to Mary Jane. I didn't like. Everyone loves. Oh my God, I got his name gone now. Tobey Maguire. Everybody loves like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Not me.
I'm not a fan of Tobey Maguire, and I didn't like Mrs. Lane.
I like the first one. I did.
Yeah, I liked it back then because it was different. I mean, that's the first like real big movie we had, Spider-Man movie we liked, right? So it was a big deal for me back then. But after we were getting so many other Spider-Mans and everything else, I was like,
I remember walking out of Spider-Man in theater. I'm not a big Sam Raimi fan anyway. Like I just as a director, I don't enjoy Sam Raimi. But walking out of that first Spider-Man, I was like, Jesus Christ, they tried to turn him into Batman. This is my gift. This is my curse. I'm Spider-Man. You know, I was like, oh my God, come on. Like I right from the get-go, I was out. I was just like, nope, this is dumb.
And a lot of people like that he can shoot webs from his wrist, and I was like, no. Right.
That kind of stuff don't bother me, but yeah, just the angsty, cynical, you know, that's so gritty 90s comic book nonsense, right? Like, I had no time for it, man. I was just like, not Spider-Man.
That was awesome. Having Macho Man there. That was
yeah.
Bonesaw is
ready.
Yeah. That was good, but I mean, it's almost throwback to amazing, it's amazing fantasy, like first appearance of Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff, where he is like he does wrestle and all that stuff. So I thought that was good.
That was neat.
That was cool. I like that, right? And that's the thing we never seen with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. We never seen like a origin story, let's say, with him, which was different. But I mean, you kind of had origin story with the last two Spider-Man, so I guess that's why they run with that route with it too. But.
Yeah, and I guess building it more into the MCU and stuff as well, the way they did. Because the first time you see him was in Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was pretty awesome. when he just landed on the car and his eyes, like, you know what I mean? Oh my god, it was awesome. Yeah.
It was cool to see him in it, but I had a lot of problems with that movie.
Was what was
Civil War?
Civil War, yeah. Yeah. What was your issues with that one?
Oh my god, it just felt like a whole bunch of action figures beating each other up. The action sequences were terrible. It was so bad.
No, I love it.
And I haven't liked any of the Captain America movies. I honestly haven't. And which sucks because I love Chris Evans. I think he's great. But and I think he's a fantastic choice for Captain America. But his standalone movies, man, all three of them. The first one felt like just 2 hours of montage.
Yeah.
And then the second one, the Winter Soldier, everybody was telling me how freaking good it was, and I sat down and watched it, and Samuel L. Jackson is driving a GMC Blazer with a minigun on top of it, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. This is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan.
In the comics, I was never that big of a Captain America fan, but when you take all the MCU movies, like Captain America ones are actually on the top for me.
Oh, and hey man, that's great. That's
weird,
awesome.
I can't explain.
I wanted to love the first one. There was a Captain America series. It was a 4-issue series that was done in the early 90s. And it was like this prestigious, I don't remember who the artist and the writer were because I'm not that good. But they were like thicker, like prestige bound Marvel books. And it was like a 4-issue series. And it was all set in World War II, him fighting the Red Skull for the first time. And it was fucking excellent. It was such a good series. I'll have to look up the name of it and pass it on to you.
Yeah,
I want to say it was like The Adventures of Captain America and Bucky or something like that, but it was a beautiful book and it was really well written. It was an awesome Cap story, and just well put together, all set in World War II. And that was what I wanted out of that first Captain America movie, and I didn't get that, right? It was just...
I think I first read Captain America after I seen the movies, like Captain America comics. I ended up buying that Epic collection, like the black and white ones, the big collection of them.
Yeah,
I don't think an omnibus, but yeah. I started reading through that and I was like, man, Captain America's a dick. He's a cocky, arrogant asshole. He's a dick. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's a bit cocky. He's arrogant, right? Like he's just there, like, oh, I can easily manhandle this person if I wanted to. It was like, that's not Captain America from the movies. What are you doing?
Well, I know it's a bit off, but I don't like when that Family Guy made fun of that. Like, two Rottos come up to Captain America. Hey, can I see your shield? It's like, yeah. Takes your shield and shoots him in the head. It's like, hey, he's just a dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
I'm going to call it quits there, guys. My bladder's only so big.
Oh, yeah. I just drank a couple of beers, so I'm ready for a pee break. But as always, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's nice to have some guests there. I'm usually sitting there by myself, just trying to figure out things to say and mumbling over my own words. So it's good to have someone else to talk to. You guys are welcome to stop by any Saturday night. I'm usually here from 7 to 8 o'clock every single Saturday. So if you guys want to stop by,
4 nights a week, anyways. Just ask.
What's that?
I see you 4 nights a week, anyways. Just ask. Yes,
for sure. And same thing goes for you, Steve Power. Anytime you want to stop by, man, just send me a message. You're always welcome here, like I previously said to you. It was awesome having you guys.
Thanks
here.
so much for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime, man. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. As always, keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys. See you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great one.